not even in.
Let's go, baby.
No, into here.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
No, you gotta say it clear, otherwise you won't be able to hear it.
Let's go, baby.
Because they're like directional, so.
Yeah.
Is it a fidget?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're pretty cool. These little chains he's got.
I got 2 of them.
Let me see. You know what's funny about this?
What is it? Yeah, oh, sick.
Oh,
That's all it is.
yeah. You know what's funny is we went to the store. We went to like that like hobby store in the mall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this is sick. And and T got one. We got one, and it's like it looks like little tiny ball bearings.
Yeah.
And they're just magnetic. And
Oh,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
play
Oh, yeah, I
with
have
it
some
in
of
your
those.
hand, and it's like it's trippy because
They're
it
pretty cool.
like,
Magnetic.
and then you can make shapes out of it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we had ones before, and they're like the long little cylinder ones, and you make like
Did
a
you make
stick with
this?
them and
No,
stuff.
so this one my mom got for me. I don't know where she got it from. Probably off Amazon or something like that.
Yeah.
They're pretty sweet.
That one's actually out of a brake caliper on a semi truck.
Oh shit.
Oh no way.
So the way they work is they got like 2 pistons in them, and then when they got the air cylinder on the back that pushes them forward to operate the brakes. Every time you push them forward a little bit, there's these chain around it.
That
There's
move it
cams on the
forward.
bottom. So every time you push it forward, it tries to ride that cam a little bit. And if it can get over to the next notch, it'll turn them a little bit, and the chain operates to rotate both pistons at the same time.
That's pretty cool.
Sick.
I don't have
So I
anything like
rebuilt
that.
a couple of them.
No.
Installed this out
Kept
of it.
those. My knife. I guess like I fidget with my knife more
Yeah.
than anything.
Dude, there was a guy here who used to bring a butterfly knife sometimes, and he would like fuck around with it in between his sets.
You sure it's not this guy?
No, it was someone else. And I was like, that's kind of sketchy. Like, but he'd just be standing there and like,
But they're just
literally,
like
It
the
is a
practice,
fidget.
the project.
yeah, he
practice
would literally
blade
just
one.
like pull it out and like start flicking it around. And
Yeah.
I was like, it's a little bit sketchy, but
Yeah.
like, I guess all right.
He's got them. We got. You want to whip out the
We got like
flying what are they called?
ninja stars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We
That's
got
funny.
throwing knives.
No, throwing knives. I know.
Oh, I got one at home.
I need to get one of those.
They're pretty cool. We got to set something up in the
Number
back
nine
and
here.
just come over and just like
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Purple.
Purple.
3.
Okay, cool. So it doesn't pick this
Not
up.
really. It's pretty like directional. Like
Like if you held it up in front, it
yeah,
probably would.
maybe like you can
Ding,
sometimes
Yeah.
hear the train. Like train's obviously pretty
I just
loud.
don't want to
but
get finished, and then all you hear is this in the background.
it's like soothing. People just it'd be like
that's
background
something-
noise.
ASMR.
Depending
for
how
it,
loud
like-
it is, you could always put like just like a noise gate on
Yeah,
it or
no,
something
you're
too,
fine. We
right?
got like
So
one
Should do
time
gym ASMR for one of them. So now says bang weights around for a couple
or
hours.
like different stuff. That would be funny. Like the freezer door clicking in and out and stuff.
yeah, it does sound cool. It feels pretty cool to open and close that.
You know what's
Not
funny
gonna
is
lie.
I guess
Started yet?
yeah.
Oh, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just
Exactly.
I didn't even realize
Dude, it's not like you bring up a sign and you're like, all right, you start. Just take
Kate,
one.
You know Kate, like Hugo and Kate.
yeah.
No,
Anyways, it was
I
her
barely know
birthday
anybody
yesterday,
here, I
and she
swear.
scanned in, and the scanner chimed "Happy Birthday."
Oh, no way.
shit.
Oh, that's so
Did
cool.
you know that?
No, I had no idea.
That's pretty cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was like,
That's a cool feature, at least. Like, it's a nice surprise.
Because
to
obviously,
get.
when you sign up and stuff, it like you put your birthday in there and stuff. So you'll have to pay attention whenever it's your birthday.
to actually learn how to
I'm
scan
gonna
in.
change it to tomorrow.
Snap
See
on
what
your phone.
happens.
Yeah, actually,
I don't-
that would be
I don't have it set up or anything.
that would be a good idea is to change it. I could change mine to the tomorrow
Te-
date and then
test
see
it and
if it
see.
did.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But we were actually the last thing we were looking up here on here were the iron. What were the best events at? I don't
Oh,
know.
it was definitely like the animal cage is always like such a cool highlight at the Olympia.
But there was no like. Did you see it? What was some of the crazy ones we saw?
The
fireman, the firefighter one.
Yeah,
we
World's
thought was
Strongest
cool.
Fireman or something.
Yeah.
Like there was a huge competition. So the Arnold is actually the biggest sporting event in the world. Like in the sheer number of athletes competing between every single sport from regional stuff all the way up to like massive international competitions. It's significantly bigger than the Olympics even.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes over almost the whole city, and there's stuff from like there's cheerleading, pole fitness, strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, like everything.
We were
you could
looking at
possibly
them.
think of.
One was foosball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
They're a
foosball there.
foosball competitive table.
it's insane. So like
Combat
they have the
sword.
expo, and then in that same building they have all these other
How
different
big is
convention
this
halls.
building?
It's like it's a
Big
pretty big
convention
convention
center.
center. Like the size of the one in Toronto. You've probably been there, right? Like
No, I haven't been to that one.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
It's
no.
massive.
But I can imagine. Yeah,
They're like, big hockey stadiums
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's like
cool.
flat. So they had one of those, and that was all the booths.
Like the guns one, the Vegas.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
When we
yeah,
were
So
Oh,
kind of like
shit.
that, right?
Yeah.
And then so they have that area. They had all the booths, but then they had 5 or 6 other of those, and then they had a couple arenas, and all those were all full of different sporting events that were going on. So you could
So
go there.
You were there?
Yeah, we were at the Expo. So
all days.
no, we just went for the Saturday. So this is what I was saying. Like it was such a shit show. So first we were supposed to go down with a couple friends of mine, and so we had friends coming from Nashville, and they were going to meet us there, and like we were going to go down, I think the Thursday night, and stay, and like it would have been a really cool time because one of
Yeah.
them's a super elite power lifter, another one's like a high level IFBB like physique pro. So it would have been a really fun time, and we were going to do a lot of business stuff while we were there, and then go train at Elite FTS. And then so one of our friends, he's like, oh man, like I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. Then he's starting dealing with like a back injury, and then he's driving and his truck tranny blows up. Well, and it's like pretty much like a brand new Raptor, and like his truck, like the tranny blew up, and he's like, yeah, it's fucked. I can only go like 30 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I don't think I can make it. And we're like, all right, we'll find somebody else. So we had someone else lined up, and then the other couple, they were like, oh shit, our house sold, so we have to move right now. And like they sold, and they're like, they took more money for a shorter closing date.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh fuck, we have to get out of here like ASAP. And that was the same weekend that we were going there. So last minute we all canceled it, and Nate offered to come down. I was like, all right, dude, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. Like I had the tickets, there's no refunds for tickets at all, and they were like $100 each. And he's like, do you want to just go the day of? All right, man, dude, that's a long drive.
Yeah.
Like that's 5 hours each way. So we just got up at like the crack ass of dawn and just like drove down there and just like smashed energy drinks all day.
And then came back
shit.
that night.
yeah. So it was a lot. Like 10 hours in the car in one day is like it's a
Yeah.
good
I
chunk
think
of driving.
I've done that once for one of the Arnolds. We went down and up
Yeah.
in the same day.
It makes it a pretty fun time, like, because it was his first time ever going to an expo, and like we went to the Olympia this year. Like my wife and I, we went to the Olympia too.
The finals,
so.
like the full show and everything.
Yeah, we did all that this year. Like we wanted to splurge, and because I was like, all right, well, we'll go. It'll be something like real
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I always wanted to go to the Olympia and like say I was there.
Or
but it was-
Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Arnold. You're talking about Olympia.
Yeah,
You
so
went to
I went to
Olympia.
both. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that
sorry,
it was
yeah,
the
yeah, I
60th
missed it.
anniversary
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it. So
yeah.
I was like, oh shit, we have to go. But like with the Arnolds, it was it was pretty cool. There was so much stuff there.
So
like,
if you picked one, when would you go back to?
they're so different, man. Like I find as like an adult now, where I like different things than when I was a kid. Like when I was younger, I would have thought, oh yeah, the Arnold's is sick. Like everybody's there and it's so busy and crazy. But then the Olympia was like a lot slower pace. Like I kind of.
But there's none of that powerlifting and strongman stuff.
Yeah, there was.
At Olympia, there is.
There was a lot of stuff, but there was less. Like they didn't have like a high level pro strongman show.
Yeah.
They had like they had, I think like an intermediate level. Like it was a lower level pro one. I can't remember, but it was pretty good. They had the biggest powerlifting competition of the year there as well. So we watched all that stuff. But I mean, like the Arnold's is like crazy. It's the whole experience. It's like it's a total shit show from
Yeah.
like start to finish. You walk in, there's like tens of thousands of people everywhere, and then
The
we
whole
went to,
place is buzzing.
yeah, man, like it,
I don't. That's overwhelming for me.
It was like,
I'm
there
like,
were spots
nah.
where I'm like, fuck, it is so hot here. I gotta move somewhere else. Like we gotta walk like
Yeah.
a ways away. Like go find a corner that's cold, so I stopped sweating just because it was so
Yeah.
hot. But
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
Olympia, it was like it was kind of empty. Like it was easy walking up and down the hallways and stuff, and like you just walk up to a booth and they'll be like, hey, like can I have a free whatever and like free energy drink? And they're like, yeah, here you go. And they give you like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And
okay.
so
What's
yeah.
it take
Sick.
to like qualify for like Arnold?
I think
from a strongman or
Sure, yeah.
powerlifting standpoint.
I'm not sure for strongman.
You can't just enter either one.
I think
No, they're all invitational.
Yeah, I think the powerlifting was as well too for some of it, because I think there was 4 or 5 different powerlifting competitions going on that day. So there was ones at the expo. So there was an equipped like multiply on the Friday, which is where you wear like different types of equipment.
and they're just single day,
yeah,
one lift per or whatever, 3
Well,
per.
Yeah, 3 attempts at each lift. So they had an equipped one on Friday. Then they had like a raw meat, which is just like knee sleeves, knee wraps, and stuff, and like that sort of stuff. And that was on the Saturday. I don't know if there's anything the Sunday. Then there was a different like really big fed that was doing like a raw meat all weekend, and they had I don't even know how many 100 lifters
Oh,
competing.
crazy.
Then there was another one like off-site as well too with a different meet. So there was a lot going on that
Is
weekend.
it harder? Like, is it hard to qualify? Like, do you have to
don't
like,
think you
like, you know
really-
how for like, well, like if you wanted to do just say amateur, bodybuilding, Arnold's, I think you have to be like, you have to place top something at nationals, right?
Yeah, I think
Is
you
it
have to
like-
do some sort of qualification. At least like you can't just be a regional athlete and be like, nobody. You got to at least
But
have,
is it the same for powerlifting and
I don't
stuff?
think it was. You might have had to have like a qualifying total or like qualifying score. So they
That
use
makes
like
sense.
there's a scoring system where they compare like age, body weight, like that kind of stuff all towards your numbers and your total, and you get a bit of a score for that. So sometimes they have like a qualifying score, but I don't remember if there was, because there's huge ranges. There's people that were fairly elite, and then there was other people that were a little bit more beginner. And there was one guy I heard of who it was his first meet was at the Arnold's.
Oh, okay.
See, so you can actually like
Yeah.
get in there somehow.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than bodybuilding too, and I feel like there's not quite as many people doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, so there's all ranges. There's people where like, there's a girl who just does her first, like, I don't know, her first 200 pound
Yeah, yeah.
squat. Then there could be some guy going for like 600 or 700 pound squat in the same competition.
Ryan, you gonna do that? Would you do that?
I wish.
Why?
Dude, the strongman would be sick to do it in like that big of an event
Yeah.
Yeah.
one day.
Why not?
Why you say I wish?
What about around here? Would you do? Did you do competitions before?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
going to
okay.
one in
Well, there you
what is
go.
it? It's middle of May.
May 30th.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty
So
soon.
you just crush the competition and then you get an invite, and then you gotta go.
well, so
This one's a qualifier for provincials.
Okay.
And
What's-
You have to
then-
place at provincials to get nationals, and place at nationals get an invitation to Arnold's.
There you go.
yeah, so that was a lot more complex. But then it's like, but like the levels in like strongman are from like, the basic novice to like more advanced are like absolutely ridiculous. Like the increases in like your strength demand, and it's like some of the meets they'll be like what, like 250 pound stones, and you go to the next one, it's like, all right, now you got to do the same thing with like a 350 pound stone.
What was last year? Provincials?
The competition I did last year was the just qualifier.
For provincials?
Yeah.
So you did that last year to qualify for this year.
No, last year.
Okay.
Wait, it's a qualification every year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because in bodybuilding, your qualification usually carries forwards, unless it's for the Olympia. Like usually, you could qualify 1 year, and then that might carry forwards 1 or 2 years.
No, as
Yeah.
far as I'm aware, you have to qualify each
Oh
year.
man. Okay. Because in bodybuilding, you would do it where you would get your qualification, then you could take like a longer off season
And
and
just
have like
use
more
it,
downtime. Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have to compete necessarily this year. You can wait like 2 years. I guess the next year. or the
Yeah,
following
yeah.
year.
However long your qualification is, you could take time to like get feedback, get your improvements, then make those improvements and do that into your next show so that you look a lot different. Which is it's harder to do if you're competing like 3 or 4 times a year, which is like that's just rough.
So you constantly got to be in shape, like ready.
Yeah, it's and like you know how it is. Like when you're dieting down, you're getting super lean. Like it's pretty hard to make like significant physique improvements and be like, all right, I'm not going to end up 10 pounds. 10
Yeah,
pounds
versus
extra
having
lean
more
mass, right?
the whole season or a solid 6-8
Yeah.
months of just doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And your body gets like really tired and kind of beat up after a while too, and then you start looking. You start to look rough after long enough. Of
Everything
dieting
just
and
wears
stuff.
out. And then your health
Yeah.
eventually just fades because you can't keep going like that for so long. Change subject. Have you watched any of Paradise?
No, I haven't
Fuck's
touched
sakes.
it yet.
Paradise.
I'm on Snowfall.
Is it?
TV show, a show.
Oh,
It's like, it's a good one.
I gotta. That will be my next one to watch, but I gotta go through like 4 more seasons.
I got sucked into
Of the,
late night last night because it was good.
well, it's
shit.
I
dangerous.
know.
Is it completely done? Or do they have
No,
like a couple more to come out?
no. Actually, I looked. I think there's 2 seasons.
2 seasons?
I've never even heard of it.
What's the plot? Where do you watch it?
I would watch it on Apollo.
I think it's on Hulu.
What is that? Because that was on like one of the TVs downstairs, and there was like all sorts of cool stuff on.
Yeah, you literally.
Oh yeah, it's not March. Oh, so it just finished. Today is the last episode. Wow,
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's.
So it's just like a thing you just put it on your like Amazon stick and
Right.
It's just like an IPTV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like it's the
no
same
way.
thing. It's just like
I think it just goes on like a Fire Stick or something. Oh,
it's
cool.
basically like an app that like you put on the Fire Stick versus
Yeah.
someone else putting on a box.
Oh, okay,
system.
okay.
Disney
Was
Plus.
it on Hulu? Oh, Disney Plus.
Well,
Yeah, because
Disney
we
Plus,
just started
Hulu,
paying
I
for
think they're
Netflix,
together.
and I was like, oh my god, Netflix is so annoying.
Yeah, that one's awesome. Like we have it. It's
Oh,
on
cool.
everything. And
Do you
that's
have
what
to like pay for it?
it's. I think it
still, or,
was like
how
it's
does
like
that work?
$160 every 6 months.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's not. I mean, like that's kind of reasonable.
It
Oh,
goes
yeah.
to like 15 to $20 a month. Like
Yeah, especially
roughly.
if you get like kind of newer stuff or like things.
Oh,
from
you get
different-
everything. I mean, you can watch any show from like a Netflix show or like a
that's cool.
Disney Plus show, whatever.
Movies.
I mean,
Like, do I have
movies.
it on here?
So
we
you're
do.
saving a shitload of money versus
You
buying all
would,
of them separate.
yeah.
Yeah,
of
we got
course,
rid
yeah.
of our because there's like unlike I don't know some of the boxes, but it's got like a full TV guide on it. So like we canceled all Rogers
no
and like
way.
Yeah.
you, I mean it's a different app, but like for all things considered, it's the
Same,
exact
it looks
same
the same.
thing. Yeah.
Like you streamed the Olympia once here.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
couldn't find the
Oh,
Arnold
shit.
last weekend, but like that's where we watch all the UFCs.
That's
like
so
any,
cool.
you
And
can go to
don't pay
like
for that shit. You just watch
Yeah,
it.
because some of them are really expensive for some of the
Yeah.
live streams for stuff.
yeah.
That alone just saves you a ton of cash
Yeah.
right there.
We didn't, like I said, we didn't find Arnold, but we have watched the Olympias.
No way.
The UFC we watch.
Man,
Yeah,
that's
UFCs every time, and then
No.
you can like any sports games like.
And it also depends, like, there's options, right? I mean, you can get an option where you can have 5 Fire Sticks at the same time. So that's what he has. He has, like,
Oh, for
4
each
TVs.
Yeah,
and
but
you-
I have it like if I really
shit.
think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at home, 6 downstairs, 7 cardio, 8 black room,
Right.
and then I have it on my laptop 9.
Oh,
like
no
I think
shit.
it's like
But
5
all-
devices, but like no one's
5
counting type of thing.
Yeah, 5 can use it at the same time. So
Oh wow.
like at the same time you can use it. So if you would, let's say, watch it on the
I guess,
6, then
yeah.
it wouldn't let you. But how many, like, you
Yeah,
know,
good luck
you
doing
can
that
have
because
so
it's
many
not. You're not going to
because,
be in
like,
5 places.
I guess
at
if you
once.
have family and you give it out to family and
Right,
friends,
that's
and you're
what I
all
did.
watching UFC, like 70
Yeah.
you watching UFC at night, it might
Yeah.
fuck up. But anyways,
Yeah, I could totally
it's
do it.
it's saved. It's
That's what I
cheap
did. I
and
gave it to
good.
my brother. Vera's dad has it. Vera's sister has it. Then we all can simultaneously watch
Oh,
it.
that's so
As
cool.
long as there's only like 5 watching at the same time. A 6 wouldn't be able
You should
to.
get something like that because, like, with my wife being off work right now, she's been watching tons and tons of TV.
Yeah.
She can't
And
really
you
do
can
a whole lot
find
else.
almost like any show. I mean, usually shows come out all the time.
Oh, yeah,
And
there's
if
so
something
many.
is like hot and something's like popular, it'll go on there like instantly. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
by,
cool.
Yeah.
by week. As soon as the episode comes out, it'll be on there.
Oh, that's awesome. That
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, we haven't. What else am I watching? What are you watching?
You guys watch shows?
Not really. Like, I watch like stuff on YouTube. Like, that's
Same.
about it.
I
yeah.
watch a lot of that too.
Usually I find they've got so much stuff going on, or like I have to do like meal prep, or do stuff
Yeah.
for clients, or do charting. So I usually have like podcasts going, so stuff like that usually. So I don't really get a whole lot of time to like sit down and like intently watch something. But like we've been watching movies in the evenings just because like we can't go out for walks or anything right now. So
Movies, Subservience.
oh, we haven't seen that yet.
Well,
It sounded
no, not
creepy as hell.
Subservience.
No, the other one,
There's a bunch of cool ones coming
not
out right now.
partner.
Oh my god,
can't
we were
think
just
of it.
talking
I know.
about it. It's got to be right
No,
here.
there was some movie
Companion?
Companion.
Companion.
Okay, I think we've seen ads for it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
There was one I just saw the ad for. It was like Robert Pattinson this morning, and it was shit. It was like I think it was called like Mitch 17 or something.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, where
he's
there's like
just
the
like an
clones. and-
experiment or something.
Yeah.
He just like does.
yeah, I was watching
random
the ad
shit.
for that
I've
like
seen-
before we
yeah,
came here, and I was like, man, that looks like a really cool movie.
Yeah,
It was pretty fun because I love going out to the movies now.
I do
This
too.
guy goes by himself.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I go
awesome.
sometimes by myself. I don't.
Dude, that's great.
I don't care.
I don't. Just
like,
chirp.
Man,
it's
I
okay,
think there's
man.
such a fun experience. Have you ever done the D box with like the moving seats and stuff?
No, I haven't done those
Dude,
yet.
okay, so when I got LASIK, we had to go see Avatar because Avatar came out like right after I got LASIK.
We had to.
Yeah, and I was like, so I was like, I always had glasses, right? So I could never wear like 3D glasses because they always hurt, and like nothing ever looked good, right? So I got LASIK, and I was like, holy fuck, I'm so excited to go to the movies because like movies always look bad, everything was distorted, like it wasn't great. And then so we went, and first we saw it, and I was like, I got so fucking high. It was like, I couldn't even find my seat. I was that fucking high. Like, I went to the washroom and vaped and, like, came back, and, like, I went up and down every single aisle, and then my wife was waving at me, and I'm just, like, walking up and down. I couldn't find where I was going, right? And so I was like, this was the best movie ever. And I completely forgot the entire thing. And I was like, okay, let's go see it in D-Box. And, like, it was awesome. I did the same thing, of course, right?
Yeah.
I was like, all right. The seat's going to move. The seat's going to vibrate. Like, this is going to be sick. All right, let's get, like, you know, just absolutely blitz. So I did. And as they're doing stuff, like, there's, like, gunfights and stuff. And, like, every time the guns were shooting, like, the whole chair would, like, vibrate. And, like, you could adjust that. But, like, as they're flying around and stuff, like, the chair is panning like this sick. As you're going.
Where are those? What theaters those?
I think we go here.
Yeah, any of them have them.
Silver City probably has them.
But it's only certain movies they do it for. They're not going to do it for like a drama or something. But they're all like cool action stuff.
Yeah,
and,
action adventure probably some.
Yeah, man. If you're a movie guy, you should absolutely do that at least once or twice. Like, get a good movie and do that, and it's a cool experience. It's expensive, but worth it for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It'd be like a Disney ride almost.
Yeah, kind of. Except there's no water getting sprayed on.
I wonder if they're going to start doing that.
Man,
that some artificial,
some
sensation.
I saw one. I think it was in Japan, and they had smells. Like
that'd be weird.
But somebody farts.
How many like different?
But they had like this like it was like an artsy movie, and like they had like smells and stuff with it. And I was like, that's kind of neat. Like, it's something different.
Yeah. What podcasts do you listen to?
I listen to a lot of like serial killer stuff.
Oh, one of those guys.
Yeah, I love them. I can't do bodybuilding podcasts anymore. Like,
I don't really.
Because I've been competing for so long and around it forever. I'm like, dude, I've already heard it. Like, I've heard almost all of it.
I like Fuad's.
I've honestly never listened to it.
Oh, really? I like it because it's like half.
Oh, okay.
So like half, they'll go into body, but like there's enough like other shit, and they just like fuck around that like. When they do talk about it, I don't really care, but
yeah, because like with it, there's only so much you can really talk about. And, like, I can go and talk about stuff with my friends instead.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to some other guy talk about it when I'm like, I could go have that conversation and it be like more directed to me, so I'll get a little bit more out of it.
Yeah.
So, serial killer stuff.
Serial killer, eh?
Yeah, and then every once in a while there's some good Joe Rogan stuff. Sometimes I'll throw on, and like Jordan Peterson. Sometimes if there's something like really interesting or like someone cool on there.
I just finished.
Out of all of these serial killer ones, is like, do you have one that's like specific? That's like, man, this guy was crazy.
Oh, man, I think they all are pretty much
like
there's
next level crazy.
There's
out of serial killer.
The
craziness.
Dude, I actually, that's a really hard one because I don't really pay attention to their names or anything. I just listen to it. I'm like, wow, that's really fucked up. And then like, that's pretty much like the whole extent of it.
That's what you remember.
Yeah. I'm just like, wow, God, that's like real fucked up. He like ate that person.
Eyeballs.
Do you
No. There was one. I remember the story of it. I'm horrible with names.
Tell the story.
But okay, so there's a story. So there was this lady. She was in Australia, and so she was a butcher, and for like 20, 30 years. But she was always like really abusive to all of her partners and all of her like her husband, and so she was married to this guy, and he'd get like beat, and like he'd come in like bruises and stuff and cuts on him, and everybody knew like his wife was fucking crazy, right? And like so she'd be at work and like someone would argue with her or something, she'd like pull a fucking like butcher's knife on them and like start getting up in their face. And anyway, so one day he's at work and he says, you know what? If I ever disappear, it's my wife. She fucking killed me. So anyways, what happens is guy doesn't show up to work. And so everybody's like, oh yeah, okay, we gotta go check the house out. Like this fucking crazy bitch like killed him for sure. And so this guy's kids are away, right? Like they're out of town, they're at his like ex's house or something. But they're supposed to come back to the house that day. And they're like, oh, hold on, like crime scene investigation. So they all go in. Front door is all locked up. So they're like, all right, well, investigation, you go around, let's check all the other doors, see if any of them are open, right? So going through the back door. And like they walk in, there's this like weird fucking like carpet hanging from the ceiling, and they're like, okay, well, like whatever, and they're like, oh, it's fucking gross. So they just go through, they look into the house, right? And there's fucking blood and guts everywhere in the entire fucking house, head to like top to bottom everywhere, right? So they find his body like dismembered, cut up into like little pieces everywhere. So she had like cut him up like an animal, right? There's no fucking but there's no skin on him, no skin left. So that carpet they walked through was his skin.
Oh my God.
All of his skin was cut off, and she was hanging and drying his skin at the back door to wear it later. And so she was gonna drive, but she cut them all off in like one
That's
fucking
pretty
piece.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And,
pretty
dude, okay,
wild.
this gets even more fucked up. So you wanted me to tell you. So yeah, I remember the story part. So they go in, right? And he's all like cut up in little pieces, organized like steaks and stuff. She had turned him into sausages and stew and all this kind of shit, right?
Shit.
And meanwhile, they're doing all this investigation. She's still in the fucking house, and she's having like this like fucking mental breakdown, like freaking out on the floor, saying she didn't do it and stuff. Like put on this whole show. And what had planned to happen was she was gonna turn him into dinner and feed him to his kids
That's
when the kids
crazy.
came home to have like a family dinner together and like all everything. And
Yeah,
so
some people are a little more.
it was all
fucked up
There
prepped
you
and
go.
stuff.
That's what I was saying.
So I don't remember her name, but like that one was like particularly fucked. And so I remember even worse. So I was listening to it at work, and I was like, I had my pot like in my ear, and I was like treating someone, and I was just like, I can't turn it off. And I was just like, God, this is so fucked up. But I can't say anything either, right? And you can't react.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, I can't believe I'm fucking listening to this like while treating someone. I was like, this is horrible. And it's like, oh, it's such a mess. But yeah, there's a
that's
lot of
wild.
stories like that where they're just like unbelievably
Yeah.
fucked.
I went through like a bunch. There's like, you ever watch? I think it's either Mr. or Doctor Insanity.
Okay, I haven't heard
It's
of it.
It's on YouTube. You
Okay,
like,
yeah, I'll check
and
it
there's
out.
some pretty fucked up. Like it's just like a show, like a mini documentary on each one, but
Right.
it's crazy. And I just went through a rabbit
The
hole
wild
on
thing
that.
about this whole thing is like you got crazy killers out there just walking. You'd be going to like Walmart, and a serial killer could be literally next to you, just
Yeah,
checking
you'd
out.
have no idea.
Hey, how you doing? How's your day? Good? Yeah. I just got like 10 people probably like chopped up in a basement. That's so messed.
Yeah. Well, that was like the stuff with like John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
Like he would just find like, younger guys and, prey on people that were like a little bit more vulnerable, and you'd like, they're always a little bit off, or like drifters and stuff, and people that were like really, they're kind of more exposed, they're easier to take advantage of. And like, I don't know, I don't remember the number, but it was like 30 some odd. And like, he was a contractor, and he just fucking buried them all in his basement in this like fucking nasty ass pit.
And then they went and found him, right?
Yeah, like
Eventually?
underneath the house. And he's like, just didn't give a shit.
That's so wild, man.
Yeah, and he was a politician too at the same time. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
all
if he-
that. I think there's a good, or I think there's one on Netflix about.
Yeah,
it.
I can't remember. I don't know if he was like mayor or running for mayor or something like that. He was involved in politics and did like a lot of donations towards businesses.
That's what
and-
I mean. Is like on the
Yeah.
outside, just a regular average Joe burying people.
Right. Like that's kind of
insane.
scary. So like
Yeah, it is.
the things are, then you can't be like small and weak and fragile. And like don't so like get big and intimidating, and you'll probably be safer.
Carry something around to protect
Yeah,
yourself.
100%.
That's so scary, man.
Yeah, but I think like if you're a bigger person, you're probably a little bit safer, right? Like
Yeah, by
you're not gonna be
default.
like, someone's not gonna like walk down the street and be like, oh yeah,
I want to
he-
take
Let
him
me
home.
stick him in the wet
He's a
van.
fucking he's a good target.
Come with
I
me.
can take advantage of that little fucking bitch. Like no, no one's gonna say that. But if it's some guy like like little kid, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
totally different story.
Yeah,
I wonder how many active serial killers are right now, like active as we speak
In
probably a
Canada?
lot.
in Canada.
You
probably
think
a
so?
lot more than we would think. Yeah,
Like just general Canada, for example. Like
it's probably like dozens or maybe hundreds.
Let's see. Active means they just they know of someone, but they haven't.
yeah, I
Found
guess
them
there's
yet?
like an investigation going on. All of a sudden, there's I don't know, people start missing, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they figure out patterns, obviously.
Oh, okay, so we don't actually have that many.
4,000?
4,000 in the
In
States.
the United
though.
States.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it is probably hard to tell, but okay, they're gonna say 4,000 active serial killers,
But
might
only
be off.
125 ever in Canada.
Oh yeah, wow, that seems really not accurate.
Depends how they're classifying serial killers.
Yeah, maybe it's different. Like I don't know, are they maybe in the States they count it by like 2 people versus in Canada maybe it's like 10 or something.
Well,
Who knows?
like documented would probably mean could mean they've been convicted. Active would mean they're just guessing, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
it's-
haven't actually
you have no
caught
clue.
4,000 people. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So like how many convicted serial killers are in
Let's say in
many-
Canada, how many?
Well, I'm going to say the States and see if it changes from that.
yeah, I wonder it'll probably be a big number. Because, man, like with the
Yeah,
podcast,
probably
there's ones
will.
where they pump out a new one like every single week.
That's what I mean.
So
It's
there's
like
gotta be
how
so
much
many,
material,
right?
and that's one podcast. Is like
Yeah.
there's probably multiple. Obviously, they'll probably like talk about some of the same guys, right?
Yeah, but there's no. I don't think like even if you did one a week, there's probably so many you couldn't cover them in your whole life. And as you're going, there's probably
Yeah.
more and more happening too, right?
3,600.
Huh.
Okay, what was the most recent one?
Accounting for nearly 2/3 of all known serial killers worldwide.
Interesting.
Wow.
That doesn't surprise me very much.
But that's just like, so maybe the number is right compared to Canada, right? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
Like, what was the most recent one caught? What was the most recent serial killer caught?
There was probably some recently. Like there was one I was listening to.
Like,
I
you don't hear much about it, right?
I don't know if this
Like,
one counts, but there was a guy in like it was like 2020. I was just listening to it. I think this morning, and he like I guess he like poured like gasoline everywhere inside of like an animation studio in Japan.
yeah,
and
look
like
at that.
lit it on fire.
Oh shit!
United
Wow.
States 3,600. Number 2 is 196. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess now. That's
The
just
States.
wild that the number 1 is the States.
Canada,
3,600.
Are you
100.
surprised though?
That's such like,
I'm
I
not.
could see like even 1,000 or 1,500 would be whatever 5x everyone else.
yeah.
That's like,
Like for a
That's
place
over 10.
for a place like India, for example, that has like I don't know, like where's China on there?
Yeah, I bet you
Like
they're
China,
not. They're
you know
not
what I mean? It's
recorded
like
very
China has
well.
got 1 billion people. You don't think there's like serial killers out there?
There's no way that's like recorded well, especially like consider how like poor some of those areas are.
Right,
too,
like
right?
India, for example, too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like you go into Mumbai, you don't think people get missing in Mumbai?
right? Or maybe it's just they're so big and like they're. I mean, like our policing system is very different as well too. Like some of those places are probably so
So-
poor there isn't even like any
There's-
sort of system.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
yeah,
there
I
might
mean,
be people just disappearing and people just don't
shit,
care.
I do remember one. There was technically the youngest serial killer ever was actually from India. So it was a kid. I want to say he was 5 or 6.
What?
And yeah, so he was, I don't know, playing with like his younger brother and ended up thinking it would be funny to choke him and to see what would happen. And as soon as he started, he just like didn't stop and like he choked his like baby brother to death. And then he found some other kid playing outside that was pretty young too. And same thing, he like pushed the kid over and like dropped a rock on her head. And
I
like,
think I heard.
yeah,
that.
yeah, and it was like little child too. And
Wow.
like, and
Where the hell were the parents?
yeah, they didn't care. And the parents came home and he's like, I don't know who my brother is. He has disappeared and there's like fucking blood all over the place.
That's wild.
Oh my god.
And he like literally like didn't even try and bury him and just like threw him in the backyard. And so like, I mean, there's stuff like that, but it's like maybe that was just so wild that it was actually like,
That's
you know,
bizarre.
people actually paid attention to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Damn.
can't. That's still crazy though. Either way,
Yeah.
then like
Scary.
U.S. to the rest of the world.
I know,
I
I
learned
know.
that today.
Yeah.
Like by a lot.
Have you seen? Probably not. But have you been to LCBO today?
No, I haven't. I was wondering. I was like, man. I told Vera, I was like, man, can I get Fireball this weekend? Like, can I get those shots? Are
I
they
still have a
available?
bunch.
You still got a bunch?
I don't know.
Is Fireball U.S.? Where's it from?
Why wouldn't you be able to get it?
Because they took all the U.S. liquor off.
Oh,
the
did they?
shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no. I don't actually understand how the tariffs works. I thought it was when they were doing, in the States they were bringing in Canadian.
Yeah, it
products,
is.
rather than them selling us products. Like if we're buying an American product, I
Canadian.
didn't think that the Americans are putting on tariffs to make it more expensive for us to buy it.
Yeah.
I thought it was that they're making it more expensive for Americans to buy Canadian stuff.
Well, no, that'll be what.
That's the difference
that-
between an import and an export tariff.
Oh, okay,
But
I
that's
guess I
what
hadn't
that's
looked
what
up
will
which
be
it was.
retaliated with. Is like
Right,
then we'll
right.
be like, okay, well you got to pay. That's why like everyone, like I saw Home Hardware was like, FYI, we're proudly Canadian, blah blah blah, insinuating
Right,
like
yeah,
none
it's
of their
more
prices are
cost.
going to be.
Cops has a big sign out on their like digital board, just like
We're
100% like
locally owned.
Canadian,
Yeah, yeah.
locally owned. Like
Yeah, I guess I didn't really know whether it was like an import or export tariff at
So
this
all
point,
the-
or if it's flat out everything.
No, right now it's just any of the liquor that would have been come in from the States.
Yeah,
either would have been pulled off the shelves or jacked the prices up.
Oh, okay.
So they're just taking them all off the shelf.
Oh, wow.
So I think if you go to LCBO like tonight, it's like
You can't buy
There's
like
10%
Jameson
of the
whiskey
store.
pub,
Yeah.
for
Wow.
example.
Wow,
Or not
that's-
Jameson, Jack Daniels, for example.
Well,
Tennessee
that's the
whiskey.
majority of where it all comes from. Like, pretty much all the bourbon comes from the States. Same with, like, the majority of the whiskey and everything,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, you can get great Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
US.
A huge portion really
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
Interesting.
definitely. What is it just liquor, or is it like also Bud Light, for example, beers and shit? Do we know that, or is it just hard liquor?
I honestly have no idea. I haven't really been paying too much attention to it because, like, at first I was like, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, but then it's like, how long, right? I mean, we could wake up tomorrow and be like, all right, tariffs are off.
Yeah, it really, like, it's, I think,
Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Jack Daniels is a big one, right?
yeah. There's tons of them.
Budweiser, Coors, Miller. So I don't know. I don't know if that's like
I guess beer is on there, but like, oh, you didn't actually? Did you actually write what are we taking?
bourbon
Oh, okay.
must be. What is that? What?
Must be in the U.S. by law.
No way.
So you can't.
I guess if it's not made in the States, it probably can't be called bourbon.
maybe
Because there's, like, weird rules with some of them where, like, it has to be made, like, in a certain place to be called something. And if
Yeah.
it's made somewhere else, it's something
Yeah, that
different.
makes sense for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
we'll see
not 100%
what's,
sure on that. I know cheeses are like that too. Like, you can't make, like, there's certain types of cheese where
You
it has
can't
to
sell
be
like
from.
a Swiss cheese from like the States and call
even
it this.
even
is
if you make it
American
exactly
cheese.
the same, right?
Yeah.
It's called something different, and, like, different towns have different names for them.
Yeah.
And so, like, this certain town has a certain type and a certain name where, like, they could do everything the same somewhere else, but it's a little bit different. It's made somewhere different,
So
so it's
would,
got a different name.
No, Patron would be
Mexico.
Mexican. No, I would guess.
I don't know.
I mean, I seen when I drove by today. It's like you can see from the window the actual like box of Patron in the window, so it was still there.
maybe it's something that's, like, such a specialty thing, or, like, it's more luxurious, or people are going to pay for it no matter what.
I think
no
it's
idea.
Mexico.
I'm just
so
making
it's-
that up. I have no idea.
I think it's no Patron. It will not be. Because it's a Mexican. Yeah.
Yeah.
interesting.
Not an American-made spirit. So.
All right, let's go.
Look, however, if Canada were to impose retaliatory tariffs on U.S. alcohol imports like bourbon, that could affect the overall competition in the liquor market, potentially influencing prices. Okay, that makes sense. Like if they do it back, other people might be a free floodgates might open on a lot of other shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go get
Patron and Fireball. We're
Yeah.
good. We're set.
yeah, kind of. We just got to find another one of those leader ones.
I know. I'm
Are
surprised.
you
they're not
gonna
selling
come?
Yeah, we're going to try to on Saturday, yeah.
Good.
I gotta work. I won't be able to make it.
What time?
I finish work at 7.
A.M.
PM.
Oh, perfect.
I work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Well,
And then same thing on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Fine. I'll have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
throw
we're-
the next one on like a Tuesday then for you.
I'll come.
Yeah.
I'll come to that one.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make it. It's always been so tough because we have so much shit going on the weekends, and we have the dogs and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. So it's a little bit tougher on weekends
Yeah,
for us
that's
to get out.
that. I get it. It's actually talking with dogs. That's another thing is we might have to bring Honey.
Oh.
Damn, she's gonna be sleeping the next day.
Wow, we'll just
Right.
put
Like,
her.
what do you-
For that.
What did
Yeah.
where'd you guys send her? Like, cause like when she came back after like where we guys sent her for training, she seemed like a completely new dog.
Yeah, she is. My buddy, Nico. We sent Kilo to. It's called Grassroots Canine, and my buddy,
Okay.
one of my best friends in Windsor, Nico. He's like, when growing up, like he had snakes and fucking reptiles and everything, right? And so he ended up getting into like training dogs and stuff. Long story short, he started working with these guys in Orangeville, and he had recommended me to send Kilo there, and Kilo had went there for like a month, and came back like.
New dog.
Yeah, new dog. It's like it's one of the even with everything. It's just like they learn new skills, and you have to learn how to
Right.
use their skills.
Right,
They're not
right.
going to just like be robots and know what you're
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
So, anyways, he opened up like a Windsor location, so we sent Honey down to him for a month, or actually, it ended up being like 6 weeks. and it's just like a board and train. He's got he like trains police dogs and like search and drug dogs, and then just general like obedience and stuff.
That's pretty sick.
So yeah, it was cool. It's drastically different for sure.
Yeah, well, she went from being like very reactive and stuff
Yeah.
to like, well, I watched Jade come in and she like actually listened to her and like she said something and like
Yeah.
ran right there and like sat down, faced her, and I was like, whoa.
It's cool, man. You should. When he came to drop Honey off, he had two of his. He just sold. So they'll like get. They don't really breed necessarily, but they'll like get. A lot of the times, like Belgian Malinois and stuff,
yeah,
like
yeah, like real work dogs.
high energy, like attack dogs. You know,
are
tactical
wild,
dogs and
yeah.
everything. And anyways, he just got rid of two or one at least that he had been training for like a year. Like I don't know. Actually, he told me that Drake's architect
Okay.
bought him.
Oh shit, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyways, he I don't know where I was going.
Dude, have you guys ever driven past those houses out near Toronto?
No, crazy.
Man, I did it once. I was going to Toronto for a show with Tom, and like we got like somehow we had to go off the highway, and we drove down that street where like all like the billionaire
Crazy.
houses are, and I was like, what in the fuck? Like these guys
What
all
is
have
this?
like
It's hard to comprehend.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I couldn't even, it was mind blowing
Yeah.
driving past them. I'm like, this gate in front of the mansion costs more money than I will ever make in my
Yeah.
entire life. And that's just the fucking gate.
Yeah.
Like, or like their concrete slab. There's like 10 to $20 million concrete slabs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? I couldn't even believe any of it. And he's like, oh, you've never driven down here before? I'm like, the fuck would you drive down here on a regular? Like, this is so far out of the way. Like, seriously.
Guy,
like,
most of those guys are probably taking helicopters into their house. But so
Yeah.
what I was saying is Nico, when he dropped Honey off, he had two of his like puppies in the car, and I went out front with him. He's got like a big like transit van basically, and it's all kind of cages and stuff. And he brought these two puppies out, and I'm just like, holy fuck! Like, it's not even a like. Obviously, it's a dog, but you're like, this thing is a weapon. Like,
Yeah.
just as a puppy, like being carefree is already like such an intimidating like.
yeah.
Just how it carries itself, and
Those
it's
are
pretty
wild
crazy.
dogs, man.
Yeah, I watched all the videos that Vedran posted about him like training the
Yeah.
security dogs like that,
Yeah.
and like some of the stuff's scary. Yeah,
for sure. So I don't know. It's crazy. I definitely eventually want a bigger.
What did it cost for 6 weeks? If you don't mind me asking,
I wasn't crazy. I know they had like it was
it's
a
not like it's $10,000.
no, couple thousand.
Oh, okay, so it's totally worth it.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think even Kilo back when was 5-6 years ago, I guess 7 years ago, maybe it was maybe 3,000
Oh, okay,
or
that's
something
totally
like that. And
reasonable
it's
for
a
what
full
you
like
get.
board and train.
Yeah.
Like the dog's there for however long time,
But
and
for
it's
what
like,
you get out of that, like that's the amount of stress it'll save you later in life.
big time. And like it's even, I think it would even be worth it to go like every couple years go back.
Really,
It takes
eh?
such
Just
a
to,
like, stress
refresh,
reliever off your like day-to-day
Okay.
life. Like,
Because
And you still got to keep up, right?
Yeah,
you still
for sure.
gotta keep on like
you get some
you
training with
constantly
it as well
train.
too. Is like you need to respond these ways and have these.
yeah,
sorts of
and that's what was
rules.
nice about having Kilo gone before to that same like program is that we know all the same commands they use, and like we know the gist of it. It's just like
Right.
again, knowing Honey's personality to it and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely like at the end of the day,
That's
the
cool.
dog could come back and you as an owner could do absolutely nothing, and within a
yeah.
month or two,
Yeah.
like the dog's gonna be back to its old
Right.
ways. Obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect? You're not programming a
Right,
robot,
yeah,
right.
like giving someone tools. If it's,
That's why, you just keep on repetition
Yeah.
after repetition, and you just make it your daily thing.
Yeah, because we do like split custody with our dogs because my wife and I work a lot.
Yeah.
and like right now she can't really take the dogs for a walk or like clean them after anything. So like we leave them at her parents a lot, and like her parents are just like, you guys do whatever you want. Like they don't take them for walks. They're just like whatever. They're just there, and then so they're like shitheads every single time we pick them up. Shitheads for like the first day, and then the next day they're like night and day difference just
Yeah.
because they pick up those bad habits
Yeah,
so
for
quickly.
sure.
But we were thinking like the next time we get one, we'll definitely do something like that.
I
And
think
'cause I
it's
want to have it
worth
as
it.
like a service dog.
for
and, like,
sure, you want to have like a good relationship and like trust your dog and like
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. Like right now, ours, even though they're like 7 pounds, is still trying to like bite other dogs.
Yeah.
and it's like you're missing most of your teeth. Like, you're not.
And it's also like
it's not going to work out very
you also
well.
have to know what to expect of your dog. Like if your dog just has a personality that like doesn't get along with certain dogs or certain, then you have to like can't pretend that like that's you can just like dismiss that. Like it's like any human too. Like you know, some people just don't get along with some people. So it's like knowing what to expect of your dog. It's not going to be like
that's true.
something that's perfect by nature.
Right. I mean, I think that's really cool. I think it's a really worthwhile thing to do.
Yeah, I for sure. Any dog that I have is definitely worth. I think it's like money well spent for sure.
Yeah, I was kind of iffy on it beforehand and like, I don't know why somebody would do that. But then after seeing that much of a difference, I was like, all right, sold.
Especially with, and even more so for me too. Once like, because Kilo, you're like, okay, I know she's like a bigger dog. Whether it's like it's actually more intelligent or not, I think it is, right? So I didn't have like the same expectations for Honey because I was thinking she had different less abilities, but I was like, no, she came back in this with the same like mentality and skill set as Kilo did, so that was awesome. Cool. Yeah,
I guess it works with any dog, man.
Yeah,
if the trainer is like solid,
it's all on the owner.
Yeah,
that's all it comes down to is like whether
consistency.
You're gonna,
right.
Like even with us, like I noticed we give them like different commands and say things a little bit differently, or like sometimes you do something with your hand and it's like, no, it's got to be the exact same thing every single time. You can't do it this way. And sometimes like this, it's got to be like the exact same thing every single time.
It's good too because you don't realize like going through all that, like what they obviously running around in the field tires them out too, but like mental stimulation where they're like having to think and follow directions. So like important. Honey would. I mean, again, it's not a direct comparison, but she can go run around, play fetch for like 2 hours, or she could be on a mark down at the gym, like just on edge the whole time, watching Jade, you know, focusing on staying there, and that gets her almost more fatigued than the physical because it's all that mental stimulation that they don't have.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
So even just doing, you know, simple stuff up here, like little training sessions or, you know, stays or like playing fetch with her the right way where she's, you know, dropping it, letting you throw it, and then you go tell her to go get it. That's half the battle of like getting them tired rather
than just letting them be kind of like primal.
Yeah, obviously going and running around a massive, like if you go play fetch on a baseball diamond, it's gonna get tired, but it's a huge aspect is that mental fatigue that like a lot of people just don't take into consideration because really that's a decent amount of effort on the owner's part.
Yeah, it's not, you can't just be like throwing a ball and like play on your phone and wait, right?
Yeah, and ripping it other hand, trying to like throw. I mean, it's obviously easier said than done, but
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's worth it because then you have this like dog that you trust and can like control for in whatever that capacity is. You know, you can control them within these limits.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you go down the street and the dogs, sometimes you'll just never get away from a dog reacting to certain situations.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like even they use the like shock collar, right?
Right.
And that's crazy because I remember with Kilo, Honey, it's not too much because she hasn't been in the situation as much, but just any dog in general, once their adrenaline's going, like you can. I just won't say Honey. I'll just say any dog. If you have to make a quick correction and like, you know, the correction being the shock, if on the controller it's 1 to 100, right? You could just give her a little like 2, and it's enough to just like, oh, stop chewing on that, whatever, right? But she could be in a high stress environment or something that's got her adrenaline going, and you could do a lot more and they don't even feel it.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
So it's pretty crazy, and you have to know how to react to that. And like you have to get ahead of it versus trying to like chase it because they're always not now they're not reacting to something. It's pretty
interesting.
Like interesting.
I thought that you know, you use it and like no matter what it is, like fuck.
No, when they get like set in their ways, it's just like that's it. They turn.
I'll tell Honey, like if she's going upstairs and Tame's going to bed, like I don't have to do. Honey's honestly great right now, and I'll just call her and she comes. But hypothetically, you could, if she's not listening, she keeps going upstairs. It's just like she's in her home. It's a nice low stress environment. You could just do like a little 2, very little. Like you or I might not even feel it on our skin, and it's enough for her to like switch her attention and know I'm like requesting something of her.
no way.
Versus if someone was knocking on the door and she was ripping over, I could go to 50 and she's like, "What? Let me get at this guy. Let me get at this guy."
Oh, my,
and they don't feel it at all. So it's knowing like how to play that game too. And
Interesting.
I've been in situations with my dog, 100%. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just like, you know, if I'm on a walk with her and I know exactly.
Do you use one of the collars as well?
I do at home, not when I'm walking, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's like, so when I'm on a walk and I know exactly, I will go and I de-escalate the situation by even like seeing she's gonna go after, you know, this, or if like, for example, a bicycle comes by, right? It's like, dude, she's not gonna stop until the bicycle is actually like gone, because she just sets her ways in that bike. And it's like, it's there, and she's not, like I said, until the bike is disappeared, she's not going to be calm. It's like, so I want to avoid bicycles, for example, when I go for a walk, right? So it's like,
like that would be, so, you know, like you would see that happening.
Right.
And I mean, obviously people are going to hate to hear it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like you would have to overcompensate, so she's now out of it instantly and doesn't even go into it, versus like you see it, you give her a little one, oh, that one's not working, she's still going, now you've lost the battle. So you have to like
so
really like, no, you're
well.
paying attention to me, and whatever's gonna like get her to do that is what you have to do.
So what I learned with that was like, all right, so I keep obviously treats with me, and I see a bicycle coming, and now her focus is on the treat rather than the bicycle. So she doesn't even pay attention because she's paying attention now to the treat itself. So she'll notice the bicycle, like she'll be a little bit on edge.
But that thing's more exciting because it was
my
there
treat
first.
that I have in her hand, she's like, I want to get that. I'd rather have that than like bark at the bicycle. So it's like you find these different things, what work best. Right?
And then over time, as soon as she sees a bike, she looks at you for a treat. Like, she's like, oh,
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
But that's like takes.
Right.
Now you got to go for walks every day. You got to go like
and you have to
go
do that.
into like you have to be
asking for bikes. So you're now looking for
now
bikes.
it's all on the owner.
Yeah.
Like you know the dog has those tools, but it's not going to just like know that the bike is irrelevant and look to you if you're just like on your phone walking.
Right. So it's
you have
like
to be active as well, too.
Exactly. You have to be proactive as you're.
That's
like,
okay. That makes so much sense. I mean, like same kind of stuff you'd have to do with like kids too. So
you got any dogs? I feel like you'd have snakes or something.
Lizards.
Birds.
A couple family dogs, but
what else? Goats. You got like some chickens or something?
we had goats and chickens.
That'd be cool.
There was a lot of goats. I think at one point we had like 40 chickens, at least a dozen goats.
That's pretty sick.
That's a lot.
Like 20 turkeys or something like that.
At like a farm property?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I wish I could have chickens.
My buddy in Windsor had 2 chickens, and then they made him like get rid of them because he wasn't allowed to have them.
A guy I know.
And then he got ducks. Now he got 2 ducks in the bag, and he's like, good. Nobody has ever complained about 2 ducks.
Oh, duck's eggs taste better. Have you guys ever seen the ducks are called runner ducks?
No.
Dude, they look like bowling pins. They're the funniest thing ever. They stand straight up and down like this, and they look like a bowling pin. And like literally a bowling pin with like a beak on it, and it's the funniest thing ever to see them. And they like go in like these giant, they go in like these giant swarms too. So like if you have them, there'll be like 50, 100 of them, and they're like this swarm of like walking bowling pins, like all quacking. It's so funny.
No, I've never seen that.
You gotta search up a picture of them. They're so funny looking.
What is it? A
runner duck.
Runner duck.
Let's see the anticipation.
They're so goofy. We had a family friend that had a big farm like that too. No, that's a regular duck.
That's a AI generated duck.
Yeah, that's not a real duck.
Let's go to Google.
That's just a regular old one.
You want to see this real quick? Ooh.
Okay. Let's go. Subscribe.
I think I subscribed this morning.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
There you go.
That was where that one peak was, right?
That was
Yeah. Well, if you want to go down
Oh,
there,
look at
See,
them.
they
Oh,
look like
yeah,
bowling pins.
you're
I wasn't
right.
kidding.
it is though. Indian. That guy was chat was right. Just gave me the wrong picture.
Not
That
even
is
close.
not close.
No, but it says Indian
Oh,
runner
Yeah,
duck.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
But like color's all right, but like not even the right shape.
Yeah, that's totally like what you're saying.
Yeah, literally
They're
a bowling
just like
pin.
straight up, yeah.
Yeah, they're so funny.
Oh, come on.
Chickens.
The giant chicken.
Oh,
There it is, right there.
Yeah, they're so funny.
Look at them. Look at them running.
Yeah, it's like they run like penguins.
They're
even,
so
too.
goofy. yeah, they're so goofy looking.
No, we were so look at this. Like so, for the history, really, it's like you can see over the last what's this month basically.
Yeah.
Eight,
Oh, yeah,
8
yeah.
a day, 17 a day, 6, 12, blah blah. Right. For some reason, on Monday, it was
That's crazy.
2,200.
What was
That's wild.
Monday?
No idea. I called Edison. I'm like, yo, do you know of something that like went? And I looked at like Instagram and everything, and like nothing had gone like
That's so
you know,
strange.
had gotten 5x what we normally or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then I was on the phone with him, and I was like, yo, look, it's like you could watch for like a couple hours, or really for Monday, or when was that, Tuesday? No, Monday.
Yeah, it was.
It was like we were sitting here and we were watching it go up, and we're like, what the hell is going on?
That's so weird.
So
And
it was
even in
cool.
the last,
Even
like,
today, though.
48 hours,
yeah,
yeah,
like
like-
it's obviously gone back down, but yeah, so we were like, oh, that's kind of
Ginormous
cool.
Jump.
It must
Yeah.
have just like hit something in an algorithm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
And
what I
so
think,
we were
yeah.
like on the phone on Monday. I was like, oh, it'd be cool if we could hit 100 subscribers. Because we were at like, for the last 2 years, it's been 0 to 50.
Right.
And then on Monday, it went from, no, I'd say like 60 to 104.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's
we
a
were
huge jump.
saying it would be cool if by Friday it was at 100.
And then it was like yesterday.
Yeah.
It hit.
So our thing too for the year is we thought it'd be cool if by the end of 2025 we had 1,000.
Yo, check that. It even shows like
I know there's a lot of like
look.
cool
It shows
metrics.
you like the view times and stuff.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
It's so strange.
yeah.
I guess it's like the same thing with Instagram. Like there's
Average view duration less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about all of them.
dude, that's like Instagram. Like I'll post something.
When you get into this, it's like, not to interrupt you, but it's because I was looking at like actual like 6 big YouTube channels, and it's kind of all the same. Like this 30 seconds might be a minute on like,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
really goes to show how skewed the numbers are, but it's all just
Oh, yeah.
you take it for that value, not necessarily like, obviously there's not 104 people like actively caring about the
Right.
channel or shit
Right,
like
yeah.
that, but
Well, like I'll get the same thing. I'll have like an Instagram post that does really well, and it's like, huh? Everybody watched it for 2 seconds. Nice, awesome.
yeah,
Then like then something else. It's like for some reason people watch it for like 30 seconds, and it's like I have no idea why.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out.
It's algorithms, man.
It's so weird. Like I remember one time my wife posted something, and she was like giggling as we were walking out of a Costco.
Oh, I guess that's
And I was like, this is like 5-second video, and for some reason people watched it over and over and over, and I was like, I have no idea why. Not a clue.
Yeah, weird.
but this is like, it's cool because like even over
interesting.
2024,
Well, all
Oh
over
shit.
the place.
Okay.
this must be, I don't know what these are.
It's a busy.
This
Views?
was like literally like summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, summertime. Yeah, it's just like cool to see the diagrams.
Yeah, that is pretty neat.
Like
That's kind of when we started.
Right.
So it's going up.
It just
Yeah,
goes,
that's huge.
boom.
And I'm sure it'll drop right back down next
Right,
week.
yeah.
But I mean, that's the chart. Like if it trends up over the course of a year, then you win.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all that matters. Progress.
See, like they're all like the same. There's not one of them that's like massive.
No, it's not like you have one that's
No,
like, you know,
and that's
10
what
or
I was thinking.
20K or
Same, like
something.
on Instagram and whatever. They're all like nothing was. Anyways,
Similar
where
enough.
were we?
Ducks.
funny ducks.
Is that what we were talking about? Yeah.
Well, Ryan's ducks and goats.
Ducks and goats, chickens,
You guys like eat them or like what were they for?
Chickens, eggs.
eggs.
Yeah. We ate the turkeys.
Turkeys are good.
Turkey breast. I hate ground turkey, but
Probably ate too much of it.
no, I never ate. I would like Jade has ate enough ground turkey to feed a country, but I've never been into ground
like
turkey.
the,
I hate ground turkey.
Just
The
like a
bacon
smell
turkey
thing or
from-
something.
It's just a texture thing almost.
Okay,
especially
fair enough.
ground turkey, like turkey breasts. Like
Yeah.
those are good.
You know how they make like the ground chicken and stuff, right?
Well,
Like,
ground
do we wanna
chicken's the
know?
same. I
Dude,
don't like,
ground
it
chicken,
tastes
ground
just
turkey,
rubber.
like, dude, it's not. But like most of it's not even like meat. So like what they do is after they've like butchered the whole animal and they take off all the good parts.
Yeah.
You know, they take off like the wings, they take off the chicken breasts. Like
it's like sausage, just all
yeah,
a
they
bunch
got
of
all that
random
extra shit. But
in
like,
one.
dude, the whole carcass will go through it. So
Yeah.
Nate works at one of the processing plants, right?
Oh, awesome.
And he was like, yeah, so they go on this like conveyor belt and they hang up the whole
Thanks,
carcass,
Nate.
and the carcass goes through and they just grind up the whole fucking thing
Mm-hmm.
and all the bones, cartilage, you know, all feathers, all that shit. It all just goes
Alright.
into it. And it's
No
like,
more ground chicken.
but you ever look at the
You eat ground
macros
chicken?
on
No,
them?
never.
You look at the macros and it's like, okay, like chicken breast is this lean, right? Like chicken breast, you have maybe like a gram of fat per every 100 grams. And you look at the ground chicken, and you're like, hey, what the fuck? There's like 18 or 20. Like,
Oh, really?
where'd all that come from? But then you look at your protein content, and like your protein per 100 grams is like, it's like a third of like eating the meat. So like, what's going on
Yeah.
in this, right?
Yeah, no thanks.
So like the
No,
only thing
I'm
we
alright.
do like ground beef, but like I go to a farmer where like it's
Right.
there's
Same.
no chud or anything
Yeah.
like that in it. It's like he just said it's meat, like it's all straight up
Right.
meat, like, and it's just stuff that's
Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to make a burger out of it
yeah
without putting shit in it.
yeah
As far-
exactly.
Like the
it wouldn't-
fats.
You just
Yeah.
you making it crumbles.
Yeah, so
'cause
he'll
it's-
put in like, you know, the small cuts of steak and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Like all that stuff goes in there, and it's like that tastes so different than regular ground beef. It's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
You taste the difference, 100%.
Oh yeah, you feel it as well too.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you don't want all that like weird gross shit in you as much.
I just made like actually it's in the fridge. I made a big like blade roast
Oh, nice.
yesterday. I just
we-
dice it up and
Nice.
yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, we got some tomahawks waiting for our anniversary.
I think I'm out of tomahawks. I usually have like in our half cow, I think I get like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
And they usually last like 2 months after I get them because for the first
Well,
like
that's the
scared
first
to
thing
eat
you'll
them because they're too fancy.
well, I did it the first
You
year
gotta
I got
save
it.
for a special
The first year I
occasion,
got
man.
it, every weekend I was having tomahawks, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" Because it's summer, you get it like right, in
Right.
like May
Yeah.
or June, and then all summer you're eating tomahawks, and then this year I waited a little bit. I think a couple weeks ago I ate the last one
You should make it like every like
once a month.
once a month.
Yeah,
and then
that'd be
you're, like,
that'd be
good.
pretty special.
Yeah.
And
You know,
they're
save
so
it for like a
good,
special
though.
date night or something.
So good.
Or just have it for breakfast.
yeah.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. No, we get those for the fancy stuff like that. We save it for like a special occasion instead of going out.
But having like you talk about breakfast, I get like some of the smaller like strip loins, and if you get them from like a good butcher, they're like so
Unreal.
fucking good. And having one of
yeah.
those in the morning, like
Yeah.
that other weekend, I had
Yeah.
one. It was so good because it's just melts in
I
your
feel
mouth.
like I can hear someone deadlifting
Yeah.
downstairs.
Oh yeah, you can.
It's probably Nate.
Yeah.
He's gone already.
He would. Yeah, right. Yeah, he was here earlier.
Yeah, he
5:30.
left just as I came in.
Oh yeah. Today was his bench day because he's getting ready for the meet.
I don't know who that would have been. Have you guys been to the that other gym?
No, that powerlifting one.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't. We were making fun of it earlier today.
It's kind of like I don't know. Nothing. It doesn't apply to me a whole lot, but it's kind of one of those reasons why I think there's not a lot of gyms like those, and if there are, they're like
super
hardcore.
niche.
Like
Well,
yeah,
like, I've traveled a lot, and like I always travel, and anytime I go there, like before we travel, I'm already planning like our gyms and somewhere I want to go see stuff. I want to see like what's different place to place, and like what's the culture like, right? And like we've traveled all over, and like to have a specialty gym like that, there's two things you have to have in common. First one, you got to have like $1 million worth of equipment.
Yeah.
Secondly, there's got to be some pro athlete attached to it, otherwise they don't succeed.
Well, I like
for-
you guys, you know, like even some
Yeah,
of the guys that went there, like you still use. There's still a lot of room for accessory cables, like dumbbells, like and some machines,
I think
right?
they
like
don't really have any of that
So is it
stuff
just
yet.
Which is
strictly
why it's
strongman stuff,
surprising.
like equipment?
No, they
Strictly
just have
strongman?
barbells. That's it.
It's powerlifting. They've got like
yeah, not even strongman,
half a
right?
dozen racks
Powerlifting.
and Not even.
I don't even
two
think
deadlift
there's
platforms.
half a dozen. I think there's like 2 platforms, maybe a rack.
But
or
that's
2.
why it makes
Yeah.
doing those gyms so much more expensive because you still need some of that like traditional gym equipment.
But you need,
I feel
you need expensive versions of it too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like some of the bars like that. The new bar Nate got like on a deal. It was $600.
yeah, that thing I saw it in the back room is sick.
Yeah. The deadlift bar is sick, and like
He
there's
said he was bringing it in. I
It's
haven't
sick.
seen it
It's
yet.
like with the red line around it.
dude. So
that
there's-
thing is cool.
so
I
there's
want to
a-
just like put that in a frame on the wall.
So there's a bench bar as well. Like some of the bench bars are like $1,000 American.
Wow.
Like they get so expensive and they're so specialty. Like now, mind you, this gym doesn't have those, but like there's some really specialty equipment out there. And like the stronger you get, the more specifics you
Yeah.
need. Which, as a business, is the downside. That okay, you have an even smaller niche market, but then that niche market needs an even higher investment to get anything out of it. And it's
Yeah.
like that's why people don't want to. They're like, ah, fuck it, I don't want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So with Nate's bar, is it like it starts like? Why is it so like
So like there's
special? Because it's like as a person who's like a regular guy who would probably put 225. Is it gonna be effective for me as
So
in someone who's gonna like
you might
deadlift
notice
600?
it a little bit. So it's one
Yeah.
of those. So there's 2 main differences with it. So that the actual dimensions of it and the knurling are the biggest thing. So the knurling is like the grip, and so they usually have like specialty machines and guides that are made for getting specific types of patterning. Now, when you get into that, there's like spacing, there's the depth of the knurl, there's even down to different shapes of it. And so some of them they're pointed, some of them are more flat with like a square top. Other ones they're like a volcano shape, so they come up and then there's the edge around it, and then it's like divoted in the middle. So you
Right.
get
So
more
for every
surface area.
shape, what is it like?
They have different benefits. They
Okay.
feel different. There's different grip. So with this bar in particular, it has like a specific type of knurling to be extremely grippy, so you can hold on to more weight, and it digs in a little bit.
And,
more.
like, that
but
one
it also
would-
has more flex too.
yeah, so it would
Okay.
bend more, it would
Okay.
flex more.
Yeah, it's
Right,
like
yeah.
spring steel almost, where you get that big flex out of
Yeah,
it.
it
yeah.
might be a little longer.
Yep, teeny bit longer. With the
Okay.
deadlift bar is longer than a traditional bar. So now, like, for somebody who's not as serious, whatever, like a bar is a bar. But like once you start getting into specifics,
Right,
then
that's
it
what
starts
I
to
was
matter
like.
more.
That's where I was going at. Is like, okay, so for like guys who are like lifting heavy, that would be very beneficial to
Yeah,
them.
it's almost like a mandatory thing. But then again, like compared to you can go to like whatever cheap gym store and you can get a shitty bar for like $150. That's good enough for like 90% of people. Now, like, okay, now you need a specialty bar, but no, you don't need the cheap one. You need the best of the
High-end
best
one,
one,
yeah.
or like I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah.
So that makes it really tough for a business sense, and like equipment's expensive anyways.
So when they do all these competitions, are they using the top of the line bars?
Yeah. So when I went down to Nashville for a meet, they had the guy had donated all the bars because it was like a charity event for the Shriners, but he had donated squat bars, deadlift bars, bench bars. Each one of the bars was like about $1,200 Canadian. So he donated
Damn.
3 of each, and here you go. So that's
And, like, we
over
used to
$10,000 of barbells.
You might remember this. Like, we used to, when we had, how do I say this? When we had people in here before that deadlifted heavy, like, we would just have, like, middle, mediocre bars. Actually, no, we had one rogue
You guys
bar.
had one, and you had an elite FTS bar. at
It
one
was
point,
an elite FTS bar. It was an awesome bar, and, like, it's not a deadlift bar. So, like,
It's a
those
stiff bar.
bars would last a month, and then they'd fucking be bent.
Yeah, because they're
Oh,
stiff.
shit.
Because they're
bar.
too
Okay.
stiff, and they're just,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
yeah,
meant
yeah.
for that. So,
I get
we
it.
used
I
to
get
go
it.
through, like, at one point I had 3 or 4 bars that were not all of them elite FTS, but they were nice bars, and they're just useless because now they're bent, so
Bent.
you can't use them for anything.
Yeah.
And like I think actually I just got that one I got rid of most
Yeah.
recently
Yeah,
a couple
not that
months
long
ago.
ago,
It was
yeah.
just it was just bent. So you'd get nice bars, fucking put 5 plates on deads, and
Yeah.
just bend
Or someone
it, 'cause
does a
it's
rack pull with
yeah,
it, and
rack
it's
pulls
like-
were like the biggest thing because they'd just
Do a rack
drop,
pull once
and then
and then
all
go
the weights
home.
on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that one time Joe did that to that bar? So we had one bar when we had our like COVID gym, right? And it was all powerlifters and strongmen, and that was it. So somebody brought in a bar, and it was like a cheapo one, and
It's
it's
my bar.
And it was a cheapo one, and it started to bend.
Yeah.
And it started to bend, and then everybody's like, "All right, we're gonna rack pull with it and like fuck the bar up
Because it
And
just sits on it
literally
even
went
more.
like this. No, because
Yeah.
they were like dropping it on the safeties, and they like throw it down on the safeties just to see how much they could mess it up.
We used to have people that did that too. You know, it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah, yeah.
throw down
It's like whoa,
two
whoa,
plates
you don't need
on
to
a
do that.
rack deadlift, throw it down, and like you don't even have a ton of weight on it. It's just watching the bar bend.
Yeah, and it's like that's why you're gonna
And then
fuck
it's
it
like
up.
done.
Yeah, so that's why we got like Nate got a lock for his. 'Cause
Yeah, I
he's like-
saw that.
He's like, yo, I don't want somebody to come in and use this and like fuck up my brand new bar and be like,
I'm
oh,
just-
I didn't know any better.
How
you know?
what would be what would you use on that bar and it fuck it up?
Like someone just exactly the same thing, like doing a rack pull or
Yeah.
something like that, or like someone puts it on like the rack and they like scrape off
Yeah,
all the
yeah, yeah.
knurling or something like
I
that.
saw a lock at the top and I didn't know because it has pretty cool, fucking jaws on it, anyways,
yeah.
right?
That's
So I
pretty
was like,
sick.
is that a lock up there? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's handy. I had only ever seen those when I was down in the States because they had this huge gym and they had like this whole like back like storage area of just all the specialty powerlifting
And that's like
stuff.
same with on the complete other end of the spectrum. That's why like Emily keeps her bar in there.
Yeah.
Because she's got like it's a smaller bar, right? So
Yeah, it's a
even if
specialty bar.
you were to squat, like anyone were to put a medium to heavy amount of weight on it, it would just like warp.
Yeah,
I'm
because I
sure,
think
too.
it's like a
15 on it,
technique
and it's
bar.
just-
No, probably not even like those small ones. I'm
Yeah.
sure it doesn't even take that much.
No, because I think it's a lighter like women's technique bar, which some of them can be like 10 pounds.
Yeah, I think
I've
I
never
think
actually
hers
touched
is
it.
like 35 pounds, and like I said,
Yeah.
it's a little narrower. And I was like, just put it in the back because people just don't know. It's not like people
Right.
are trying to like fuck
Yeah,
something
yeah.
up. They just
No.
don't know.
Then with bars, there's like you can get like different diameters of them, and the different diameters have like different usages. So you have anything from like I think the smallest that you can use like in competition would be like a 27 millimeter bar, so 27 millimeter like diameter, and that's a deadlift bar. Then you have I think 29 is your standard barbell, and so that's a little bit thicker. But then you get thicker and thicker at that. You can get up to 31. Some bench bars are like 32. Some squat bars are 32s or 31s, and they go all the way up to like 35 millimeter bars. So like that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like you have a range of what is that? That's 8 millimeters.
Yeah.
So it's pretty significant in like the actual like girthiness of it
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see how
Interesting.
that
I never
like,
even
place
actually paid
does and
attention to
stuff.
that.
I
It's
think-
like, I think I'm like, okay, cool, because we like honestly not much to my doing. A lot of just everyone here's doing. It's like we have a decent selection
Yeah.
of like, you know,
Yeah, we had a good chunk of
strongman
stuff.
powerlifting stuff.
You're welcome.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. It's like it's not like my doing or anything like that,
Just kind of
necessarily,
happened.
but
People love this stuff too. It's
Yeah.
really fun and especially the log, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing.
What I'm surprised people don't use more is the wagon wheels.
I think people are scared of it or they just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I guess I always just compared it to like,
Block pull.
yeah, or like when I used to do like more rack deads. It's
Yeah,
like
same thing.
same thing, I guess.
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly. Well, for the longest time, I would use those because I was too lazy to use like the single jack.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, this takes too long. Like, my back hurts. And, like, fuck, I don't want to bend over more. So I'd use the wagon wheels so I could just slide them on and off. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is sick. I'm lazier.
Yeah, those grip ones are fun.
Yeah, the grip tools and stuff.
We got to get like a chart back there now that I'm thinking of this. To like even those, you know how it's written on the handles,
Yeah.
to put it on like even just a whiteboard or something
Right.
would be good to get
Yeah.
right those up there, or just other like significant like heavy log or just squats,
Yeah,
Nate
yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, just the-
board in here.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
a leaderboard for each one.
It's,
Yeah,
it's pretty
Sure, yeah.
cool. So like that's the thing that started with like West Side and a lot of powerlifting gyms where they would have like every single weight class, male, female, like different categories and stuff, and they'd put up like everybody's numbers on there.
well,
and
it's kind of what we do for like the other stuff that's up there. It's just
Yeah.
more of like a
the whiteboard up at the front.
yeah,
Dude,
like
I-
it's got
I
some
think
of the
that's awesome.
ball slam stuff on it.
Right,
like,
right.
But an
But it would be
actual
cool
like
to
set
see. It's
leaderboard
like, all
would
right,
be
let's
good.
see
You
was
guys throw
like-
up like workouts and stuff on there.
Yeah.
And there's always like different things popping up on
Yeah.
there. And I think it's awesome actually how much is on there. And it's like
Right.
even the stuff like what do you like about the gym?
Yeah.
It started off when there was like one thing here, one thing there. And now it's like it's filled up the whole board.
Yeah,
Like,
we were
is-
this close to
is great.
fucking deleting it though,
Oh,
because of this guy. Not really. I'm just joking.
yeah. Dude, that was so
I was
funny.
just joking. I was
That
like,
was so funny.
I know, that was funny. And then
That's the one with the bootylicious. What was it?
Well, no, this guy. Put,
No, that was Jade writing that.
What was the other one? What was the most recent one?
I don't know.
Oh, it was
I deleted
lots
it.
of judgment.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody wrote no judgment across the no. I'm like lots of judgment.
He crossed out the no and went lots of judgment, and I was like,
That's
"Fuck!"
awesome.
Like
Just trolling. He's
and I'm
trolling.
like, yeah. And I was like,
you have to do that with people at the gym. So okay, so this is really funny. I did this thing. So Jade was training one day, and I thought she was gonna do like a front squat or something, right? And I was like, oh, cool. And then I was like, oh, if she does something, like if she squats that, and I was like, I'm looking at the weight, and I was like, oh, it's not very much. Like, she better not be like a back squat or something. Then she like overhead pressed it, and I was like, wow, that's a really weird way to train your glutes.
yeah. So I saw it on there, and I was like, oh, I think I know the person who wrote this. Like, not like wrote the no judgment or whatever. But I was like, okay. This is honestly my thought process is this is either Ryan fucking with everyone or it's someone being an asshole, right? Like because there's been even this person who erased your thing, like unless you've been trolling us hard the whole time, but like
I wish I was that smart.
but the first time there was something like someone wrote or Jade wrote a New Year's thing up there, right? And someone had erased half of it, and it's just like, who does that?
And what would you take, Tyler?
Something else, something like the bootylicious thing, right? And you doubled down and wrote it.
That's
and someone
the fucking best.
bigger.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
because someone erased it, and I was like, who does that? And then then you wrote that, or I was like, it's either Ryan or because I was like, this writing is like we were trying to figure out whose writing it was, and I was like, that's probably Ryan's. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just erase it and then fix the no because I don't want someone to get like. I know the person. It's a juggling game that I have to play. It's going to be a war.
And then I erased it. War.
I erased it and then check mark next to Ian puts up with my shit. I was like, there's one person who knows what this will mean, and it'll be Ryan, which he wrote it.
I wrote that there too.
What?
The Ian puts over.
I know, and that's why I erased your lots of judgment, and then at the same time check marked your puts up with my shit because what I was gonna do, and I was like, I'm kind of opening up a couple worms. Is I was gonna put like from your Ian puts up with my shit, write a line to the lots of judgment and say, Ryan, are you feeling insecure here? Or I was gonna put like everyone go give Ryan a hug because obviously then they'd put it together and like and I was like no I gotta just like if I open the can everyone's gonna be like, but yeah, it's cool. Like
that's what makes it fun though.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think like shit talk is so important.
I agree. I mean,
you gotta like it's a joke. At the end of the day, it's a joke.
Yeah,
you're not fucking hurting anyone's feeling here.
Yeah, you gotta
and
be
if
able
you
to have
feel like
fun.
your feelings are getting hurt, then it's like, come on. Like smarten up.
Yeah, but when you put lots of judgment, I was like, the innocent like the innocent person who's here because they don't feel judged in here.
But you're
may
thinking
think
it as a
it's like,
business owner. We're thinking about it just as shit.
I was like, I know if I erase it, Ryan's feelings are not going to get hurt, and he'll understand what's going on here.
Seriously though, he probably went home and cried about it. He's like, this motherfucker hates me.
No, it's
no.
funny.
What caught me was
funny.
the bootylicious one. I was like, yo, what's going on? I asked him. I was like, yo,
we still don't know though. At the end of the day,
somebody kept putting up all their goals for the New Year's, and I'm like, I want to hit this dead, this over the press, and I was thinking about Jade. I was like, this is something Jade erased. I'm like, juicy booty.
Yeah, totally. But then again, someone erased
that's
the
like
original
goal,
one.
though.
Someone erased the original one, and then you doubled down and put it again. Then someone erased that one. So it's like at the end of the day, there are still people out there that like are going to be.
Maybe
you can't
they
expect
take it to heart, of course. Yeah.
Well, you can't expect everyone
Maybe
to be like.
they felt targeted.
Or I just think some people are just shit disturbers and like are like as a business owner, like if X amount of numbers, not every single, whether they still come here and stuff like there are some people that inevitably are going to have like little like chips on their whole shoulders. Like you can't expect every single I go to Tim Hortons every day, but I fucking hate Tim Hortons. You know what I mean? Like it's that type of thing. So
I can't write anything down, man. I'd get like outed really quick, spelling and shit. It's
same.
like, it'll be Edis. The
Same,
foreign
man.
Edis here, dude.
You got contracts.
I know.
Yeah, that's all of us except Ian.
What?
We all got shit writing.
It's like I just got to do it a couple times and then it's.
No, I'm gonna be going to the board every day. Just write something and be like, what does this even mean?
But it is cool. I do.
What is this chicken scratch? I can't decipher it.
It's not even English. It's in German or
it's just
something.
like, yo, what is this?
But it is cool. Yeah, it's cool having it up there because it's just.
No, it'd be cool to see now on the other spectrum, like you were saying. All right, this one was like more endurance. Like, what about the strength?
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
should put a
who's
leaderboard
holding
in
like
that
a
room.
bench right now? That's, I don't know, 400 or 500 pounds, right? It's like that would be
Yeah,
sick,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I took
or like a
545
squat
last
or a
weekend.
dead, right? It's just a compound lift. It's
No,
like-
but though that's the thing is you have to if you're going to be on the leaderboard here, you probably have to do it here.
Yeah.
Yes, that's-
okay. Yeah,
that's-
Okay,
yeah.
so my 545 was somewhere else.
I don't
And,
know
like-
if you could write that. It's not like you could go into
Yes, good point.
Bevs or wherever you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
and
yeah.
write your like all-time max on there.
No, you
They're
have
gonna
to
be
be
like, no, you
yeah,
got to
you'd
do
have
it
to
here,
be there,
bud.
like do it in a competition
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, for
here
sure.
at Showtime, you got to do that.
I think I'm trying to think what the most I've done here was. I think the most I did was 495.
You think have you done more? Has anyone done more than that?
On the bench?
Nate?
I doubt it.
Oh, my buddy Kyle did. He came down from Chatham. He did like 645 or 655.
Could a non-member, if he comes
Yeah.
up to... Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
if you're
shit,
like
okay.
in it from out of town or
Yeah.
something like that, I
Yeah.
feel like you could.
Yeah, okay.
We just like ask.
That would be
That's
that
like
would,
saying
that would be embarrassing though, you know, somebody an outsider
But, like,
comes in and
if-
it's like,
what if-
now I gotta be a local guy holding the record.
what if
in this
someone's
shit.
a member and then not a member? You take their score down? No.
No,
No,
it's just
you keep the
that-
score.
that
man.
No,
was-
I don't think you have to be a member.
That was it was done here, like it was done here in this building, and that's
Yeah.
kind of like a
Yeah.
record of it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty valid.
Yeah, I guess I got to get a whiteboard for
Because
that.
we did that at the gym too. We just had like chalkboard paint. And we put that on the wall. It kind of worked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
got a
only have a
photo
good
of it?
picture of it, but
Oh no shit.
Oh, of the one there.
Yeah,
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 I've
nice.
chalkboards can get messy.
messy.
so it was
yeah.
just chalkboard paint on the wall.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the greatest because like when with the chalkboard paint, we didn't like prep it or prime
Yeah.
it very well. So whenever you would write something,
It
if
would
you
just
would wipe
stay
it
there.
off, it would still mostly
Yeah.
be there.
You gotta. I learned that too with the. You know what? I don't use the one in the store. There's a pretty sweet chalkboard in the store.
I think something like that would be pretty cool. Like, and it's just more like
It's
I think
nice.
more
I'm
things to
gonna do
help
that.
develop
Yeah.
the community too.
Yeah. We'll do that. I have it. I'll put it back there and we'll just mount it on the wall somewhere.
Because everybody loves a different like challenge
Mm-hmm.
and like it's kind of
course.
nice to see like what other people are doing and stuff. Like I
Mm.
see sometimes you do those workouts and like I see the numbers you put up on them. I'm like, God, that's fucked.
Yeah,
Like,
but,
especially the
if
stuff
I
on the
would do
assault
that today,
bike.
I probably would like. I mean, we haven't really trained that way, but it's like I would fail miserably in it.
But it's like we all train like different stuff though.
It's
too,
cool
right?
to see. That's definitely.
Because
I
like
mean,
the stuff that you're doing, especially like some of the endurance stuff and like the ball slams and
Yeah.
the bike, like I see that and I'm like, wow, that's insane. Like I
Right.
wouldn't be able to like I would come nowhere near that.
Right.
But then it's like vice
But then I
versa,
look
too,
at
right?
you, and it's like he's benching is like 4 something or
I'm
whatever.
like, yo,
and it's
Ryan,
like my
I
shoulder is gonna.
Got a
fucking,
vacuum
like-
behind this log. I can't fucking move.
I
can't move
Oh,
it.
sorry, I'm not strong enough to pick up your piece of wood. Sorry.
280 pounds or 60 pounds or whatever it is. Yeah.
217.
217 is that log.
It
Jesus.
was more. It got lighter.
Yeah, when we first got it, it was 254.
How do you? Is it adjustable?
No, it just
Well,
like
it's got
it
pegs on
just
it,
like
but,
dried out.
It was in my dad's basement for a couple of years, so it dried out.
Oh, just because of the sheer wood.
yeah, yeah. It
Change?
just had some moisture in it.
Oh, interesting. So I'm just gonna go back there in the summer and soak it
Soak
in
it,
water. And be
yeah.
like, ah, fuck
Okay,
you,
so
Ryan.
I
not how
used,
it would work.
I used to do that with one of the sandbags we
Yeah,
had
I
at the
guess.
gym. So we were doing like sandbag throws, right? We would throw it on top of the shop, and I don't know, it was like a 20 or 24 foot ceiling. And I remember I was better at it than most of the other guys. A lot of them were like just not good at throwing. And when somebody would get it up on the roof, I'd add an extra like 2 pounds of sand in there. So the next time they went in to throw it, they wouldn't be able to do it. And I was like, I can still do it. Like I'm fine. And I would just keep bumping it up, and then people would start getting worse and worse at it, and they didn't realize
It's
that
getting
I was
heavier.
putting more sand in.
Oh, they were probably getting pissed. Why is my training not working?
Yeah,
I'm training so hard, and I'm getting less.
I can't do it anymore. Like
Yeah.
I could do it last week. Why can't I do it now? And it's like it's a teeny bit.
Yeah,
Such a mind
throws
fuck.
it all off.
I thought it was the funniest thing. I was like, no one's gonna know. I'm gonna fuck with everybody.
Yeah. No, I don't know. What would be the next thing to get in here?
A 45-degree hip extension that doesn't have bouncy pads on it.
A 45
Reverse
degree.
hyperextension.
Yeah, those would be cool toys.
I saw one. I saw a Rogue one.
They're really cool.
But it wasn't. It was just a.
It's just the reverse hyper. Yeah,
yeah.
There's sometimes combos, but
I want to get the one
That was a steel one.
where
combo.
you wrap your feet in it.
Oh yeah,
Well, you could even get one of the frame ones. Just take the arm off, put a strap on it.
No, he means the ones like instead of the ones where like they have the strap at the bottom, where they have like the other ones have like the foot holder thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
You can usually unbolt those from the bottom of the pendulum.
Yeah,
and
they're
then
pretty
just
easy to take
Put a
out.
bolt in there with the strap.
Yeah.
But where would the weight sit?
Oh, there's still like so it's kind of
Pegs.
like a T shape. So it comes down like an upside down T, and then you got the pegs out to the side, and then there's like somewhere where it clips
Pull it
on
up.
usually. They're pretty cool. But then again, like they're a little bit more like sports specific stuff.
It's like a pendulum, dude. It's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
really
like this
cool.
one.
Yeah, so where the base of the legs, like leg support
pole,
would go.
yeah.
Where's your laser, man? Now would be the time.
Oh, it's over there.
I guess okay. What I saw, I lied. I lied. What I saw was a
Yeah, that one.
glute ham.
Oh, okay.
So
With
these-
one of those on it?
No, without one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can't see it that well, but
Yeah,
there
yeah,
at the
yeah.
base,
Yeah.
right, there'd be a bolt to
Yeah.
Take
No,
that
I
part
know what you're
off,
saying.
and then you put it to a
and then you
strap.
put a
I
strap on it.
misspoke. Mine, the one I saw was glute ham. It's the exact same with what we had.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I want
yeah.
the glute ham hyperextension.
Right. Yeah, like an
This
upgraded
demo down
version
here.
of
What the
it.
hell is she doing?
What, on
I
a
can't
box?
You got like
Here.
an in.
Where's
Bottom
your
left.
laser? Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the
I don't
f-
know.
Incline.
Let's see
I
you
don't
try
know.
Like an
that.
I don't
incline
know.
bench upside
That
down.
looks
on
like
it.
some funky gymnastics
Let's
stuff.
see you try that. Anyways, yeah, I want a like this would be just a hyper, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this would be a glute ham and hyper.
That I don't know. I think that guy's doing a backwards. I don't think there's any weight on it.
No,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just a-
There's
Oh, you're right.
But
He's
there
just
is-
holding
on
it.
it
Yeah.
So there is ones where they have the combination.
Yeah,
of
that's
them.
what that's the one we saw a long time ago
Yeah.
and didn't get it. That's what I want.
There's still one for sale on Facebook. Bell's a Steel one.
That's
It's
what.
like $1,200 though.
Yeah, that's what we had. That's the one that I got from them, and it was it's an awesome, really cool piece. I think especially because it's like multifunctional. Because like in most gyms, unless it's like a CrossFit or CrossFit gym, like people don't really use a glute hamstring raise very often.
Yeah, it'd be like no. It'd be like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one, this one.
Yeah,
that's the right one.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, that went up in price.
Damn.
Man, when I got it pre-COVID, it was $700.
Damn.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, that's what because
God
they were
damn.
all that price. I think that's what we saw it for back then too, and it just wasn't the right place or time. But
I think it's
that's
a
what I
really-
want to get.
It's
Once-
a really cool piece of equipment with like
$1,200 seems like a good deal then.
multifunctionality. Yeah.
That's when we saw that. Like that's what I want to get to replace the one we have.
Yeah, I think they're a really, really cool piece. Like especially because like the reverse hyper is great because you can hit things in a way that you can't do them otherwise. And getting that like that pendulum motion is really nice. Like especially if you get like a little bit of a lower back pump or like things aren't feeling good, you can get a lot of like safe movement in there. And just get some like easy movement. You get a little bit of tractioning on the lower back as well. So usually
Doug
has
has
feel a
one
little
of
better.
those.
they're awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah, anytime I go to a gym that has one, I always use them. But then again, like it's also like training only to get strong. I don't really care about anything else right now.
So you're gonna compete?
Yeah, I don't know when the next one will be, but we'll see.
Just on bench?
Yeah, I don't really care for training about the other ones right now. I don't really enjoy them as much. I find bench is like the most
This one,
skill and
1,200
technical
bucks.
demands.
Yeah.
So I find
That's the one you saw?
Yeah,
that's
I
more
saw that one
fun
too.
too.
Out of all three compound lifts?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's the
Interesting.
hardest one to improve at as
It's
well
actually
too.
the only one
But
out there.
you get the biggest gains for improving on your technique as well. Because the heaviest lift ever done in like strength training has been a bench press. But we also know people were like they're shit at it, and it's like their worst one.
Yeah.
So the heaviest lift was 1,400 pounds, and so he came down like touched 1,400 pounds to his chest and like lifted it back up.
That's the world record?
Yeah. But
1,400 pounds bench press?
but the heaviest squat is 1,300, and the heaviest deadlift is I think it's the 501, right?
The
Yeah, I think so.
501, he just tried that. big
Yeah.
dog.
So he tried it again, but what's that in? Is that 1,100 pounds?
104.
Yeah. So it just shows the difference. Like deadlift, a lot of people are good at deadlifting, like just normally, but with bench press, people suck so much at it. But when you improve on those things and those technical aspects, you have such a huge potential to get better. And I think that's what was, so enjoyable about it as well, too. And it's really hard.
Okay.
Yeah. So I quite enjoy
That's
it.
a lot of weight. Can you pull that up?
What?
It's
Like world record bench press?
yeah, it's Jimmy Kolb.
I want to see this shit.
It's on YouTube.
Like,
It's,
how the hell?
Oh,
do
search
your
it up on
arms-
YouTube. It'll pop up right away. It's search
That's
like
a lot of pressure on elbows,
yeah,
shoulders.
it's Jimmy Kolb,
Jesus.
Kolb. Or just search like
see.
1400. Yeah.
This one?
That's
1350.
1350. Oh, this.
1400.
Yeah, this 1400. Yeah.
He doesn't get. He lands it. He does it though. I don't want
Yeah.
to see him get hurt.
No, he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, this.
He did a fully equipped bench press of 1,400 pounds, which is approximately
Look at his lower back.
636 kilograms. This is an extraordinary feat of strength. This lift became the heaviest in any moment in a powerlifting competition. The bar had many weight plates, creating a
Look how many fucking plates are on the
Does
end.
he
of
have
that.
like a slingshot type thing on?
Yeah.
So you got to
Yeah,
wear
bench
specific
shirt.
like.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
just
like
a
this-
bench shirt though. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a special type of bench shirt. Yeah.
Jimmy Kolb is a
Yo, he's passing out.
Dude, he almost fucking died from that.
which is approximately 100
Like, look, that's so much damn pressure.
continuous these achievements without any
Even holding that, I can't imagine just holding it.
Oh yeah. So I actually bruised my hands training one day. Like I had a bruise across the palm of my hands just from like sheerly holding the weight was so much. I was pretty proud of that actually.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah, to be able to like, all right, I never thought I was gonna get a bruise from holding a bar in my hand of all things.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yes, this is awesome. And my hands were so messed up from it. And I was like, it's 550. And just from that, my hands were just fucked. And like, they were so swollen and puffy for like a week after that.
So what's your goal? What would you want?
I don't
to
know,
do?
as much as I can.
As much as you can.
Yeah, the more the better. I mean, like, I'd like to get in like 600s for sure, like soonish. That'd be really
600 pound
enjoyable.
bench.
Yeah. The big thing is just getting used to it and just holding the heavier
Yeah,
stuff, right? Like, because if all you've ever felt was like 500 pounds, you're like, oh my god, 500 pounds is horrible. But if you get used to holding the heavier stuff, then you're like, all right, like you hold 600, okay, you get
Just
used
knowing
to
what
it.
it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Under load.
Yeah, exactly, right. So it's just a process. It's just you eventually just got to put more on there and just feel it and trust yourself and just go with it.
But you don't do any of the. Do you do any of the log press or like strongman stuff?
No, dude, I don't think I'm strong enough for some of it. Like that, as much as like I've done some of it, I don't think I could actually like clean and press that 217 pound log right now.
I mean, either.
You never know till you try now.
Yeah, but I'm.
But
But it's
there's-
like, how do you even attempt that? Don't you
there's
need to
so
like
much
learn how to
technique to
like,
it.
Yeah.
You can't just like gully it and go, all right, let's fucking try this shit.
muscle it up.
Muscle it up.
Just
You
dislocate
die.
your back.
I feel like that's almost what Aldo did watching him.
Pretty close, yeah.
I feel like he hadn't done one in a really long time, and he just like muscle fucked it and like threw it and was like, all right, let's try not to die.
Did he get it?
I think he did the first time.
Yeah, he did.
Or he took a couple attempts at it first. I'm not really sure.
I seen a video of him getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many attempts he took before that, but
Probably not. I mean, as soon as you start, you just get worn out at some point. Like, it's probably a point. You can probably only try 2 or 3 times, and then the fourth
Yeah.
is just like, okay, I got nothing left.
yeah.
But it's also kind of one of those things that's really similar to like that work strength. You know, when you're lifting something like weird on the job site, it's just like, all right,
Right.
you don't have a fucking choice.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You gotta
for
take
sure,
your
yeah.
time, and you're gonna feel it out. See
Yeah.
how does
Yeah.
it feel? How
Should've
does it
seen
move?
me trying to get this TV on the wall by myself.
Yeah. You're not strong enough.
No,
It's
I don't have the
awkwardness.
span to hold
Yeah.
it this long. Probably am
You
strong
gotta have
enough.
to,
I just
like-
don't have like. That's like I don't have.
16-foot like
Yeah.
wingspan.
Yeah, true. But yeah, that's the thing. Like sometimes with that stuff, it's like it's so awkward, but you gotta like
For
think
sure.
your way through it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I do this, I'll be okay. If I do this, I'll be bad. And you gotta like start working your way through it.
What
and, like,
you even
change
told
your
me is
body.
like, how do I even like take this from like where it is to actually where I need to like lift it from, and then like store it from like where I'm lifting and then storing it. It's
Yeah.
like there's a way to even do that.
yeah, because they're so heavy.
Yeah, that's what we were joking.
When I first brought in that big wooden log, I had to send a video of Aldo just to how to move it out of the corner onto the crash pad.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm
what he-
saying.
Because like I'm trying to explain to him like how just to move it
Right.
To start lifting it, right?
And
Because
then
I'd be looking at it,
Which is
scratching my head. It's like,
which is
how do I get this
hilarious.
just like from here to here so I can attempt to see if I can like.
And
lift
then
it?
my solution was like, yo, let's just get fucking dollies for these so they can just be on, because I wanted to be able to put it in that room.
yeah.
I was like, let's just get dollies so they can just at least be on wheels.
That would be cool.
Yeah, get some sort of like
You need like one of those exosuits, man, that they now wear for like work and shit when they're
That
jackhammering
hyper
and
strong.
just
Oh,
like
yeah,
hyper
yeah.
strong, lift it up.
Those Hilty ones are
Yeah.
crazy. Have you seen the demo videos of
Yeah,
them?
for sure. It's wild.
Unreal.
It's crazy. Lift
Yeah.
that up, no problem.
Yeah, right. Dude,
Just
I would love to see that stuff. People compete in that shit and see how much they can lift. That would be
assisted. It's just
And
like,
then all of a sudden the
I wanna
shit
see
gives
that.
out and it's like you're stuck.
shit.
And then they're dead.
the battery dies on it, and you're like, okay, I'm getting my head squished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are sick. They're wild. It's crazy what they come up with these days.
Man, it's cool. I saw one where it was like a robot and it would do all the sanding.
Yeah.
Like after you done all the drywalling, it would go around and like check everything with video cameras and it would go and sand everything.
Yeah.
And it had like the vacuum attachment
Everything.
over the
No
sander.
dust, nothing.
Everything's spotless. And they just left it. And then all I had to do was like take it up the stairs to the next floor.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was unreal. Because like that's getting rid of a terrible job. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the
Of
worst
course,
jobs. No
yeah.
one wants to do that.
Nobody. It's the worst. It is.
Yeah, you
In my
you
opinion,
save your
it's like-
shoulders and you can go do more important shit. Like, oh, it's so cool.
Sanding drywall, you feel it in your eyes and you're
Oh,
coughing it up for days after.
it's nasty.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then they came up with the actual like sanders like that you just hold and you just like have
Yeah, the stick-
vacuum
the stick
attached,
ones with
which
the
is like
vacuum on 'em.
nice,
Yep.
yeah. But it's like you can't. You at the end you're still gonna have to go by hand and see every single like small detail. Depends how perfect you want to get it.
Right. But if you can
Because
have
the
a
machine
robot
will
go
only
and do
do,
it.
but the robot, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be like perfect.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. You know what? If the robot, if it takes it 4 hours, cool. You
Yeah.
don't have to do anything.
Wonder when the like fully,
And then the painters will come. A robot will just like spray
Yeah.
whatever you
I
want.
wonder when the first like fully robotic house will be built.
Yeah, I mean they're 3D print.
Yeah,
Depends
yeah.
what you call a house.
Yeah. Well, they were
They're
trying
making
like
ones in, I don't remember where I've seen it, but they have like this concrete 3D printer machine. And
It
it's
just
just like
goes
this
around,
huge,
yeah.
huge
And
crane.
lays-
And it
Yeah.
just uses like a map and it just pours concrete in like a line
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
back over
Yeah,
itself
I've
multiple
seen
I
that.
times
have
like
seen
a big 3D
that too.
printer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was actually a big project for it, and the company, I guess, ran out of money halfway through, and so they had all these investors and just fucked everybody over.
Yeah.
So they were like 3/4 built, and then instead of finishing any of them, they were like, "All right, we're gonna do like the base structure, the base walls," and then they ran out of money, and they're like, "Uh-oh," and literally just dipped and gone.
Yeah. Well,
But I
that's
mean,
it.
I can see it happen in the future
Yeah.
for sure. They'll come in there and just like, what's your boy Tesla, man? He might come up with shit and it's like, all right, build your home in like 30 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like the pop-up homes and stuff.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
basically come as like a box in the box, and you unfold it, and then
Yeah.
boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Some of those are you put it together in a day or so.
Right.
That would be pretty cool though.
It will be crazy to see for sure.
Yeah,
Even
I've
in
watched-
action.
I watched a YouTube video of one where they some guy bought a house on Amazon for $20K and like literally just unfolded it, and I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Well, yeah,
That's so
same
cool.
with the bin, like the
Right.
container homes and
Right.
stuff, right? It's
There's
like,
one here in town actually.
A container home?
Yeah, it's 3 stories.
Oh,
it's
sick.
on
yeah, it's an
Hy-
office building.
Hyde Park
Yeah.
and
Riverside.
What is it? Riverside.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
The black, black side. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
stacked
really
each way.
right, yeah.
I remember watching when they were building that. That's where I took to
Yeah.
here every day and watching it like go up. At one point, it was just like raw storage containers sitting there, and then
It's
now
really
it's
cool.
pretty sweet. Yeah,
I think you would need to do a lot of stuff to make that like livable though.
yeah, depending what you wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I know a bunch of guys. Well, I know a guy that has them in his on his property, and he's got like again same what we were talking about before. Kind of is like one's a sauna, the other's
Yeah.
like an ice bath, and it's got a little
Yeah.
change in the
You
middle.
wouldn't
Like,
even need anything to turn that into a sauna in the summer.
yeah, no kidding. You just like
It's literally a
cooking
free
in
sauna.
there.
Yeah,
yeah, you'd probably get too hot.
You go in there, it's set 75 degrees inside, and you pass out in 30
Just
seconds.
paint it black and like get some
Oh.
insulation or whatever.
Oh
like,
man, that would be so fucking hot in there. Fill it up with like put a red light or something in there, and then you fill it up with like tin foil or something reflective.
Yeah,
and
you
then
would
just
be
cook
able
it
to-
real quick.
that'd get
Cook your breakfast in there, man.
Yeah, probably.
It would turn the cold plunge into like a hot tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah, probably.
You just get in there and all the ice is just like melting. You're just like steaming in there, boiling the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. That's what would be cool to do back there eventually for sure.
Yeah, one day. One day.
One thing at a time.
Dude, it's so easy to bite off and be like, I'm going to do this and this and
Oh, yeah,
this and
I
this,
know.
and then nothing gets done.
I know.
It's like, oh, it's fun and exciting to start something new.
Yeah. And then try Ryan every morning. It comes with 3 new ideas. I can't keep up.
Dude, it's because he's a thinker.
Yeah, totally. I
Always-
appreciate it.
always
Trust me.
thinking.
It's not like almost everything he says. It's like it gets downloaded. It's just a matter
He
of like,
puts up with his bullshit.
yeah,
It's like, here's my idea. All right, now I got to go to the board.
yeah,
Here's another one, though.
Yeah.
yeah. We should. That would be cool. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just asking for trouble. Put like a wish list on the board up there.
Somebody
fill it
go
up so
trolling.
quick.
No, you're limited to 3 entries per person until
You got to sign it.
you can only have 3 on there at one time. So it's
I would pay other people to write my
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna have other people. opt
It'll
in
be
for him.
squat plugs.
What are those?
Ryan, you got to explain it.
Just Google it.
Okay.
Damn.
What is it though? Is it
Let's
an
see.
actual thing? Or I'm gonna be looking at
No, it's
like
just it's a fucking meme, but it's really funny.
squat plug.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what this is. Wow.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. An insertion tutorial.
Is this what you're talking about?
Butt plug. No.
How the hell does using a butt plug help with lifting? I don't know,
Yeah,
Ryan. How
that's
does it? How
literally
does it,
it.
Ryan?
That's literally the whole meme of squat plugs.
Well, okay. Yeah, put that on your. I'll put that up there for you.
Dude, okay, so 1 year, so with the gym, we do like from the gym we had over COVID, we do a Secret Santa every year, and it's like, so you get a name and it's like anything goes, whatever you want goes. So like bunch of people have gotten sex toys.
Yeah.
Remember the first year I got Kyle one? I got him the biggest butt plug I could possibly find, and it was one of those ones when you get it and like he opened it and he was like, "What the fuck?"
What is
It's
this?
like a lava lamp.
Like, yeah, it was like this, and I was like, "Dude, did you ever try to use that?" And he's like, "No, what the fuck would you do with it?"
I went right to the garbage bin.
Because I remember we had a price point, and I spent like a good like at least an hour or 2 looking for them, like different sites and stuff, looking for like ginormous butt plugs to give him. And then all I was getting on all my marketing ads for the next like 6 months
100%.
was fucked up like toys like that. And I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should buy him like a giant rubber fist or something. And I was thinking, what's the most like fucked up weird sex toy thing I could get him on AliExpress? And I was like, oh, like I don't know if that'll show up in time. So I was like, oh, okay, I had to like compromise. But I was like, I'm gonna plan ahead one year, and $30 of like fucked up things from AliExpress for somebody. It'll be hilarious.
That's funny.
The
My favorite
funniest
one was
Christmas
for your
present.
birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys know what smelling salts are, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So for his birthday the 1 year, I got a pocket pussy, and in the back of it, I put a smelling salts bottle.
Oh my god.
So you have to,
So you take the cap off the pocket pussy, you guys stick your nose in there.
And use it. That's funny.
So that was
What a
meme
genius idea.
we had saw that online, and it was such a funny meme. But like, some guy he got sent them, and he did it on his podcast, and it just turned into this like hilarious joke. But people started sending him like tons of them,
Yeah,
and he
that's
kept
funny.
getting them over and over again. He's like, guys, what the fuck, like,
Stop
and like.
it.
But he had them all over in his gym too, so there's like a dozen of them or so in the gym, and they're all full of ammonia everywhere.
Oh, that's
And it was like,
hilarious.
you guys stick your nose in a butthole, and it's like real spicy in there. Oh, that was so funny.
Oh yeah.
And
That's funny.
like we had kept it at the gym for a while too, and like it was pretty funny because the ammonia would get like wet and stuff in there, and there's just like the leaking the stinky
Just
white
gross.
shit,
Oh,
and it was like all crusty all over it too, and it's like, but it sure as shit wakes you the fuck up.
Speaking of which, was it today that you guys were down there? I went in the back room today, and there must have been a new bag. Someone had a new
Sandbag?
bag of smelling salts.
Oh yeah,
and Nick Leacock had used it, and it was in the back room or something like that.
Oh, the nose bleach.
oh that one's
Yeah,
dangerous.
he was looking for one of the weaker bottle, And you saw that bottle there, and you opened it up. You didn't realize how strong it was. He said it knocked him out for like 15 minutes.
Oh, he's a
Oh,
sissy
shit.
though.
Yeah. He had it, and I went back there for something, and then I was like, oh man, someone like, for a split second, I was like, oh, someone's cat pissed all over their bag, and then I put it together that he had just had that in his hand. I'm like, holy fuck, there's not even around out here.
never
and
tried
can
those.
Still, like,
So there was one time I
Get the
actually
one downstairs. You can do it on podcast.
no there was accidentally one time where I broke one of the caps on one of them when I was training. I went to go put it back on, and I like broke the cap, and I just like threw it on the ground, and I was like, and I didn't realize until after my set, and then it had like spilled ammonia all over the floor, and it was like a fresh bottle. And I was like, oh, motherfucker. But, like, the whole time during my set, I was like, I can smell it still. Like, what's going
can,
on
like,
here?
taste it,
And, like,
probably.
yeah, and it was, like, they get, like, thick, and sometimes they, like, stick on you a little bit. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I get, like, taste, everything. And I was like, oh, that's why, like, there's this, like, you know, super strong liquid ammonia on the floor, and it's, like, dropped, like, everywhere in the leg room, too.
Yeah.
Where, like, it gets, like, sometimes if you don't have the fan on, like, it gets kind of, like, the air sticks a little bit. And it was just, like, fuming up right onto me, and I was like, oh.
That's gonna kill some brain cells.
Yeah, if you've never tried one, you should definitely try it.
You've never tried
Just,
it?
No.
just
We should get some for here. Like another tacky, like Joe Rogan's got them all the time.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like a party trick
We'll
almost.
get the one from
Do you
downstairs.
want me?
We'll do it
I
before
can
we
go
leave
get
today.
it. It'd be real funny.
I don't want to do it. Go get it though.
I'll go get it right
Yeah,
now.
go get it.
You gotta stick your nose in it though.
Fuck no, I don't know.
Yeah, you
man.
have to take a little hit.
Here, I'll be right back. Is it still in that
It's still in the bag in the drawer. Yeah.
Nick put it back in there.
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez.
Last place I saw it.
Would you take that shit?
I mean, I know what it is. I've done it before.
I know what it is, but I've never done it.
Well, just don't expect to go to bed tonight.
Really?
No, you're fine. It's not going to
Am
be.
I gonna pass out?
No,
Am I gonna vomit?
no.
Do I get a head rush?
I wouldn't even say a head rush.
You might cry a little bit.
Not
A lot.
cry. It's just like it'd be like if you
If
got.
he's never done it before, that's just pretty strong.
Yeah, but I just mean like cry. Like if I hit you on the right spot in your nose and your eyes water, it's like
okay.
you're not crying because it's like if you eat something real
like
spicy.
horseradish and shit, and it's just like,
Yeah, it's not bad. You'll be fine.
all right, that's what he says. Yeah.
But I'm sure they're getting out of control as far as how strong those things are.
Oh, they just keep pushing it. Yeah.
What's that one called?
Nose bleach.
Nose bleach.
And they're all like just the most
I know.
ridiculous names. Yeah, this one.
Yep.
Is it this guy? Is that the guy from London?
Yeah, he's a local guy.
Yeah. You know what's funny about this guy? A funny story about him. When he first started, I think 7 years ago, he was in here. He had come in a couple times. Long story short, we had one of those, the heat press for shirts. You know what I'm talking about? Like that look like a big
Yeah.
flat
Make it-
top
yeah.
iron.
Yeah.
And I was giving it away for free because it was just like I had decided I wasn't gonna do it myself and hire it out. And I actually put it up for free, first come first serve, and it was him that got it. And he left like a big box of his stuff. So
Of his
I wonder if
fucking-
he's still got that.
Nose bleach.
So you gotta read all the stuff on the back,
I can't breathe, man.
bro.
Partially open cap. Keep bottle.
Oh no, you got to read the first part of it. What's it say above that?
Important. Keep away from children, and avoid contact with eyes and mouth. If
Oh
accidental.
no, the how not to die.
How not to die? There's a how not to die.
It's not the good stuff. It doesn't have a how not to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. This stuff it's legit, but it's actually pretty cool. There's a guy from here in London that actually makes this stuff.
We were just
Yeah,
talking about that,
we were
right?
just
Yeah.
talking about him.
Yeah, and it ships international.
Remember-
Like, it's huge.
Remember, I was saying small funny story. Remember when he was here way back when?
Yep.
And I actually ended up giving him remember the heat press that I had?
Oh yeah.
I had it up for free, and
Oh,
he
just
took
took it?
it. And I was like, dude,
way.
awesome. Yeah, like he wants to do some of his shit. And at the time when he was just starting, he left like a big box of the smelling salts.
What you got to do? Give it a little bit of a shake.
Shake it.
Yeah. Give it a little bit of a shake. All right. So then all you want to do is you want to get the lid off, and like you want to get it about like this far away, and just take like not a big inhale.
Don't
Like,
fully take the lid off. Like, leave the lid on and then just crack it open a little bit. Take a big whiff.
What the fuck? It went in one nostril.
okay,
Didn't go in the other.
then go put it in the other one and you'll be able to breathe better. Just like,
It opens you right
What
up.
is this shit?
Ammonia.
This is good shit.
okay, you gotta
It's either that. You're either like, oh, I want more. You're like a Theo Vaughn, right? Like,
fucking hit it. Hit it. That's a pretty good reaction for the first time having some.
Oh, this is good shit.
You'll breathe better, right? Yeah, you'll breathe pretty good. Clears everything out, right?
That's good
Makes,
stuff.
makes the eyes water a little
Don't you
bit.
start
that
crying.
bag.
You want to read the instruction?
I just want to see
Is
it.
it addictive?
I don't know.
Kind
Tell
of.
me you're on your fourth one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I had a friend, and she used to host a lot of meets.
This is good
and-
shit. Yeah, this is good shit.
So my friend, when she was hosting meets, there would always be leftover ammonia
Come
at the
on, man.
meets.
Just do a little whiff. Why?
Pussy.
Just do it, man. I did it. You're not gonna get addicted.
I'm not worried about getting addicted.
But so I know people that they'll carry extras in their car, and so when they're driving like on the highway and stuff, they'll like crack their ammonia and like hit the ammonia just so that they can like wake up.
So they don't fall asleep.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be awesome. No
for
jokes
sure.
aside,
Driving
like
at night and shit for like long.
Well, okay, so get this. They have like scented ones and stuff. There's one he had and it was like, oh, what was it? It was like pumpkin spice or pumpkin spiked something.
Yeah.
And he's had like another one. It was like Irish car bomb and like there's like menthol ones and cinnamon ones and like so they have those extra scents added into it.
Who got
and,
those?
like,
Where'd you
they're
get that one?
Savage. I don't know. Somebody gave it to Nick and Nick brought it in because the guy's like, oh, it's too strong
oh,
for
so
me.
I should get one though to have up here as like.
Yeah, I'll be doing it all the time.
But dude, some of them are like fuck. There's ones where where it's all liquid inside of it too, and it's like there's some pretty intense ones. And there was one I remember seeing, and it was called Double Barrel. And so it's just like the bottle, but it has like two little caps you screw off of it, and you like hold it up like this.
Is there like ratings on it? Like
it's so
you know how
crazy
like
how it
spicy
just, like, hits you.
Scoville scale? Like
No,
can
I
you
wish.
measure it in a way?
Kind of. Well, it's measured by the gas content in the bottle.
Usually the
Like
bigger the
CC.
bottle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, did you see those ones that came in the metal bottles? They had it just be strong.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, yeah.
don't have it just
but
be
it's
strong
it's like a
better one,
metal
but-
bottle like this, and it's like wow, that thing's huge compared to these like little tiny ones. So when he was making them initially, he had one. What was it called? Like it was like WD-40 or something.
Yeah, I have
And-
that one.
And so he
awesome.
said when he was originally formulating them, they were so strong that when he would mix it, it would actually melt the bottle.
Damn.
I think I remember that.
It was yeah, and he said he actually had to make them weaker because it was too strong for people, and like the bottle wasn't safe either because like it would get when you mix them, the bottle actually gets hot, and so you have to like loosen the cap to get some of the gases out of it because
Otherwise
sometimes
they'll
they'll actually explode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chemical reaction, man.
it's
Shit.
they're crazy. And
Like, how do you come up with this shit?
Irish car bomb.
yeah, this guy's advertising, unbelievable.
Oh, look at that.
White
that one's
Monster.
Ultra Zero.
Yeah.
That one's cool.
Yeah. Like even like you gotta like the labels and warnings
Yeah.
on these
Yeah.
are hilarious.
I wonder. So would this be the strongest one? You think? Blend of whiskey and
Sniff
oatmeal.
me, I'm Irish.
Dude, there's right? Isn't that amazing
Yeah.
marketing and
yeah,
labeling?
yeah, for sure. Like, what's the strongest one? Bud Light. Yeah, look at this.
Nose candy, Bud Light.
Oh, that one's fun.
So Nate got me the tobacco one.
This one?
Does it?
Yeah.
What is? Have you used it?
I haven't opened it yet.
Oh,
We opened
okay.
it at the comp.
Man, I love tobacco smell and stuff. We get tobacco candles and stuff. It's probably the nose bleach.
Is the strongest?
I would
think
assume
so.
so. It's the most expensive
Yeah.
one.
Probably.
I got
There's
the
also
best of
the-
the best, man. Top tier shit right here.
WD-40 anymore.
No, it must have. I mean, it's probably been replaced by the nose bleach.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them. They're awesome.
Maybe this is we're on the path to getting our first
Sponsor. Yeah.
You know what? Actually, do you know him?
Kind of.
I know him too.
talked to him on,
kind
like,
of,
a
little bit. I should ask him to
semi-regular
come on
basis.
here.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get him to come out and bench with us.
Message him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll message him again and be like, "Hey, we are just talking about you on the podcast." It'd be
So you
cool.
want to do the product before you invite him?
We were shit talking you on the podcast. Dude, I think it's funny. So because of this stuff, I was like, oh man, you just must have a drug lab in your basement. He's like, well, kind of looks like that. It's all just ammonia though. And he's like, there's nothing else. It's just ammonia.
This is because fuck your nose, it says.
Yeah. Dude, it's so good, right?
Yeah, it's weird though. It's like you don't see it coming.
No,
you can't prepare. You just like
All at once.
and all of a sudden, boom! What the hell?
There's been
sick.
times I've been like spotting people, and I've been the person like giving them ammonia. So like when we're doing like some of the big lifts, and there's like 600-700 pounds on the bar, like there might be like 6 people around there helping, right? So like I'll sometimes be the person giving them ammonia, and there's been times when someone else is taking the ammonia, it's over there, and I'm like, oh motherfucker.
Well, I wasn't even that this morning, but again, it wasn't even in that room. He must have just cracked it in there or something
They
like that.
probably cracked it, waved it around.
Yeah.
It was like hold it out here, lit off and everything, let half of it out, and then I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's funny. All right, you got anything else? That's good. Actually, that's a good lead to. We should reach out to him.
Yeah. I'll be like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
Give me a pail of it beside my bed. What else?
It's good shit. I remember I had like 10 of them in the car at one point, like after the gym had closed, and I didn't know what to do with them. Eventually brought them
Just
here,
keep
and they all
sniffing them.
disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know we had a bunch here too before from when he got that, and then I don't know. I just see him everywhere. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the capsules are funny, but I think that you can't get the capsules very easily anymore.
So what do you eat them?
No, fuck.
You
no.
just open the
They
capsule.
look like
Oh,
they
It
look
looks
like
like a little pill. You just kind
Yeah.
of break it.
and some of them
Okay,
they
yeah,
look like little
Oh,
silica
yeah.
packets,
Yeah.
right? Like the little powder packets like that,
Yeah.
or like they look like a Zin almost.
It's almost
And
like you
crack
see
it,
those
and then
at
you're like,
football.
chuck it. Yep.
You
yep.
see like sports guys use those
Yeah.
a little more because it's like a little bit probably more portable.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier than taking a bottle and you can just chuck it on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Interesting. Yeah, you're right. I do remember those but I haven't seen them. Like, there's never been those ones around here. Maybe because they're just one-time use, and then
I don't know. There was some sort of weird legality thing about it a couple years ago, and I think they have mostly disappeared since.
That makes sense. People were just eating them or something.
Probably like
that.
Tide Pods, man. They taste great.
That's funny.
You know, we did actually start buying like the expensive laundry detergent and the expensive like pods, and I was like, actually don't smell that bad. Like I could see someone trying to eat one of these.
Yeah, just the texture of them. It's like,
What's
is
this
curious.
candy?
This is like a gusher.
Just set it on a
Yeah, true. But like we started getting all the really expensive ones, and I was like, huh, all right. Like I could see
As soon as they make one smell that smells like pumpkin spice,
Jolly
or
Ranchers,
yeah,
you're fucked.
cinnamon.
Yeah.
Dead.
This has got to taste a little like it smells. Meanwhile,
No, it's
you're
like
foaming
You're
at
just
the mouth.
munching on them.
dude, it's like trying like vanilla extract. Have you guys ever tried that straight?
No.
No.
Don't. It's horrible. Like it smells great, but you put in like a teaspoon, and that teaspoon is for like the whole cake. And
Yeah.
you take it straight. Oh my god, it is so bad.
Well, it's like the
It's vile.
any of the like Mio things, right? Like you
Oh,
take a
they're
dab
awful.
of that on your like finger, and you're like,
Oh, it's gross. It's nasty stuff.
yeah. You got anything else?
That's it. Sniffing shit right now.
Yeah.
That's
Did
the
it wake
next
you up?
shit. Yeah,
You feel more alert?
100%. Yeah.
Perfect.
Look, he's going back in for more.
Yeah. You now instead of getting really stoned first, you gotta hit some of that.
Oh shit, that would be sick.
Yeah, you got to stop giving. I'm trying to get this guy out of his coffee addiction a little bit. Here we are.
But it's
just fired
safe.
him up with something else.
It's safe.
Yeah, it won't keep you up at night.
Okay.
but
Safer.
You are a little less smart than when you started this podcast.
That's all right. It burns brain cells.
You don't need them all. It's okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? The less you have, the stronger you'll be. So, you know, Ryan can attest to it as well. Some of the strongest people we've ever met have definitely been like potato for brains. It's like, oh, big rock must lift.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
So there you go. All right. We
Well,
good here?
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
It was
It
awesome.
wasn't as bad as you thought.
Yeah.
Same old.
Because you should have smoked a joint first.
It's
Or
like
sniffed some of
Okay.
this shit.
yeah, or just
yeah. It's essential. It's very helpful.
all right. I mean, let's see if these things behind the TV moved.
All right. You
Okay,
want to put
cool.
the lights on?
Yeah.
Until next time. Thanks for listening. See ya. Until next time. Thanks for listening. See ya.